just ordered a new phone.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. It is Thursday night. Oh my gosh. Thursday night. So this is what happens when I try to run a stream and talk at the same time. It is Saturday night already. Holy buckets. Usually we run these streams on Friday, but because I started playing some sand volleyball, we are going to be running this stream on Saturday nights for a little while, except for in 2 weeks. So I've got everybody here with me tonight. Usually I'm just by myself, so this is pretty exciting. Over to my left, I have Nick the Nerd as well as Jason. Both of these guys help out with help run KC Game On. We just got done with a stream over there answering a bunch of questions. So hopefully that video will be downloading that VOD, cutting it up, and uploading a video of all of that. So if you missed that stream, you'll be able to check that out later. And then over to my right here, I have John and Tony, some of the OG Devon Does a Livestream attendees. We've got everybody here tonight, so I'm super excited. How's everybody doing? Hold on. Did I unmute your mics? I did. You're good. You should be able to talk.
Heyo, heyo.
Yeah, so hopefully if this is the first time we've done a dual mic on either side setup, so hopefully it sounds okay. Hopefully, if anything sounds weird, please let me know and we'll try to get it fixed. Otherwise, I also understand that this is not an ideal camera setup, but it's kind of what we have. You know what we could do? What about this? Okay. Okay. Do you want to run up to the office quick and grab that? Oh shoot! You want to grab that little tripod right there, and then run up to the office and grab my other phone. It's up on the bookshelf. That is right, the little phone right next to the Rocket, the League of Legends phone.
And the compressed air.
Oh, that's in a. Actually, no, the compressed air's over there. I moved it down here.
Okay.
It's over in I think that bucket right there. No, it's the one not on the shelf. You're right next to it. That one. It should be somewhere like in that bucket somewhere, or maybe the one under it. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's in like that stack somewhere. I'm pretty sure. No, there's a can of compressed air sitting right on the shelf. Sorry.
Okay.
It's compressed air. It's there. Welcome to the stream. My name is Devon. This is my YouTube channel. We usually talk about technology-related stuff. So I guess this is going to just turn into like a troubleshooting stream. We're trying to figure out how to get this camera to look decent. Because right now I'm looking at it on my screen and I'm not a fan. So we're going to try to figure that out. We're going to try to figure out Nick's phone because it won't charge. So we're trying to troubleshoot that. And if anybody else has any tech issues, man, let's get them going. Hey, there it is. All right. Thank you. I'm going to try to do this like live. I hope everybody's ready.
Let's do it.
Oh, this is dead. Okay, so I need this.
I was gonna say something, but I didn't want to jinx it.
Oh.
Did you need this? Did you need this USB cable?
Did you have regular USB-C charger that I can try?
Trying on my phone.
Was it?
All right. So I'm gonna have to. Oh no! It says that OBS Studio just.
You're good.
Oh, died. It's back.
Yeah. Okay. Take that back.
Well, I've had
Okay.
problems.
Hopefully we're back. Are we back? We're back. I think we're back.
Working.
Don't know what just happened, but we're back, I think. All right. So welcome. It is Saturday night, and we are here down in the pub to talk tech. So hopefully, I don't know if anybody has anything to start off with. I did not come with an agenda tonight. So
let me start off with my fun day.
Okay, Nick's got a fun day. Story
'cause-
time. Story time with
Story
Grandpa
time with
Nick. Let's go.
Because we were going to talk about this, but I didn't want to mess with the Casey Game On thing. So
All right.
I figured this would be a better opportunity to talk about
So
it.
this is hopefully everybody from the Casey Game On stream came over here because you're gonna
Yes.
get. You thought you were getting special tidbits there. Man, here you go.
Yes, and hopefully my wife's not watching.
Oh no.
Where do we start here? Okay, so let's start with the morning. So every Saturday morning we have kids. I got 2 boys. They got to go to soccer games in the morning. Right now they're split fields, which isn't a big deal, but it just makes it more of a mess for us to move them around. Long story short, my first child's game at was it 9:30 today? Went off pretty smoothly. He scored a goal. He was happy. He got free Robux because he scored a goal.
Nice.
You gotta encourage these kids somehow.
Yeah, I like it.
And then we went to the other field, which is basically on the other side of DeSoto. We drove over there. So that one ended at 10:30. The next one started at 11:30. So we basically had an hour gap or whatever. So we kind of hill ass around, got to the field. Probably, we were there by 11. I start opening up the back of the car to get all the crap out, and you could hear normal, crowd noise, right? You hear the parents screaming, "Oh, go, go, go! Kick, kick, kick! Yo, yo, yo!" And that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden it went really quiet, and you hear this lady screaming at the top of her lungs, and I'm like, "What?" And the ref apparently canceled the game.
How was it?
Really?
Yeah.
You were?
Yeah. My little nephew. Yep.
So that's perfect, right? I was just blown away because I was just like, we showed up and, it was, I don't know. Obviously you've been to a soccer game, so you know what the feel is, right? You can hear these people screaming and yelling just random crap because kids can't even figure out how to pass or kick. And, so all of a sudden it just went quiet and she's just screaming and I'm just like, oh, and I turn around and a bunch of people just started leaving and I'm like, what in the hell just happened? And I walked that way and one of the parents and kid was walking out and they said, I asked them, I said, did you guys finish the game? Because it was weird that it was over so fast, right? And she goes, yep. And she just kept walking and I'm like, okay. And then we get there and we talk to some of the other parents and people, and they were just like, it was one of the most bizarre things I've ever walked into.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on? But she ended up running the next game, and I basically was walking around telling. There was a lot of people that had kind of overheard or seen it, and we kind of amongst the sideline was just like, short fuse, just don't say anything. We want our kids to play a game. Please don't say anything. And we ended up getting through the game, no problem, right? But man, that was the bizarre way to start the day. I'm like, okay, this is not cool.
Wow.
I'd never seen a ref just cancel a game because the crowd. And to be honest, I've been in part of, like, even when my kid was first and second grade soccer, I was having coaches and other people on the sideline yelling at me because I was standing over by the goal, and I was actually acting as the helper of my coach, and not an official coach in whatever terms that you want. But I would stand next to the goal, and I would help the boys and girls that were playing, and be like, okay, this is, you need to go this way, you need to, usually what happens in these second and third and fourth grade leagues is you have one kid that's really good, and all the other kids are like, what? This guy? What's going on?
Yeah.
And it's just craziness. It's a bunch of, herding cats around the field and one kid who's really good. And so we got to this point, and I'm sorry for taking so long. I don't know.
It's good.
Just
I appreciate
abusing all of my
Appreciate
time here. But there was one game where I was telling this girl, like, and I stepped on the field, which that's what they were really mad about, because I was trying to help this girl, and what was happening was she had the ball to punt, and she had no idea, or maybe it was just a goal kick or whatever. Doesn't matter. She wasn't able to make a decision on where to go because this kid was just running the interference, right? And every time I'd be like, okay, he's over there, so you need to kick that direction. He, by the time she would kick, he would run over. And so next time I came up there, I said, hey, next time I tell you, do the opposite. And so these guys, these parents got really pissed off at me because I was tricking their child. Because, basically it was so stupid because she would punt it 3 feet. He would come in and kick into the field. It was like this 4 times during the game already. And I'm just like, come on, guys. This isn't fun for anybody. This is stupid. So I'm trying to teach this girl, like, hey, you see where he's at. Wait till he swings over again. I'm going to point over here, then you kick it that direction, the opposite way. And she finally started doing it. And that's when the parents got on my ass, and they're just like, what? Get off the field! You can't be doing that! And I'm just like, I finally just turned down and I screamed to him. I was like, I'm here to help people learn the game. If you don't like it, just go away. Yeah. Go play for Sporting's League or whatever, Fusion and whatever
Right.
the top leagues are. This is freaking DeSoto soccer. Get out of here.
Right.
Like, this is so ridiculous. So, and at that point, too, my coach decided that he was going to move on from the DeSoto League because, frankly, the reffing was terrible.
Wow.
Like, not to be combined with the other person that had the problem this morning. I have no idea what they did wrong to get that kind of ire. But so that was the first half, right? So we come home, we eat lunch. My wife, she's 100% giddy up. I gotta get some yard work done today. It's so nice out. Let's start mowing, right?
All right.
And our normal way that we handle it is, she likes to do the mowing, and I'm more than happy to let her mow, and I do the trimming and all the other crap, blowing the extra grass around and whatever else, right? I do all the other parts. She does the mowing. Cool. She usually takes 45 minutes to an hour. My part usually takes like 30 minutes, so I sandbag it a little bit before I start, right? And 10, 20 minutes into it, she comes barrel-assing inside and starts like, Nick, the lawnmower's broke. Go buy a new lawnmower right now. And I'm like, what the hell's wrong with it? She's like, it blew up.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
We go out there and we look. And sure enough, the drive belt had exploded. There was parts of the drive belt all over the sidewalk.
No.
She's like, look at this. And I'm like, okay, it's just a drive belt, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's figure this out. And she's like, no, you go right now and buy a new lawnmower. And I'm like, man, we've been piddle ass. Like, I've been fixing this mower for like 10 years. Like, something's wrong every year.
Yeah.
Like, the bottom piece needed replaced. The wheels needed replaced. I needed to fix that's probably my wife yelling at me.
Oh my god.
Man. Everything that can go wrong goes wrong all the time, right?
Yeah. Of course.
And so I just replaced parts on this mower, and last year I told her, I was like, how many more parts am I going to replace before we actually go get a new mower? Yeah. And she's just like, well, I don't know, whatever. And, this happens. She's super pissed because she wants to do something else, and the mower, like, she could not take it. Like, the mower, the grass was half mowed, right? Like, half of the front yard was still mowed.
Yeah.
And she's just freaking out, and I'm like, all right, let me go. Got in the car, went to Home Depot. God, lawnmowers are so expensive now.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I was like, weren't they like $100 last year? Now they're $500.
Oh my gosh.
Like, what the hell?
What kind of lawnmower were you buying?
Well,
that
I
does
did.
sound
I
expensive.
did buy. Well, first of all, I bought gas because if you buy battery,
that's fair.
like, come on, battery man. Like,
I don't have any problems with it.
I have. I for I guess I'll say what it is. I've bought a lot of Ryobi tools, and I don't want to really do that. I do have a sidewalk trimmer that's Ryobi and all that stuff, and I'm like, oh fuck, whatever. I'm getting gas. So, yeah, first of all, it was gas, so it was more expensive. But I did buy I was looking at the Honda, which was top of the line type gas mower. I'm not going to buy a piece of shit for $300 that falls apart. Like, come on now. And Honda usually makes really good single cycle engines, so I'm like, all right, cool. But I ended up pulling that thing into my cart. Meanwhile, I had like 3 people looking at stuff around me. These things, stupid box weighs like 100 pounds, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull its ass in, and these people are just sitting around like, oh, yeah.
Just browsing.
Like,
going?
fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Finally, like at the last second, there was a guy walking by. He's like, "Hey, man, you want some help?" I got her on here now, thanks. But,
Of course.
you know, being a good engineer that I am, or whatever, I guess maybe I should say that. But I was like, what, you know, on my phone, like, okay, tell me the replacement part. What do I need to get this replaced?
Yeah.
And so I went and I bought a new belt, and then I ended up going to Lowe's and buying another belt because I wasn't sure if this Toro belt was going to work with the Honda equipment. And I found something online saying, hey, you should get a Sunbelt brand. So I went over there and bought that one too.
Nice.
Because, you know, it's 15, 20 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
So I went home with 2 belts and a big-ass lawnmower. And I told my wife, I'm like, you know, give me 20 minutes and see if I can get this fixed, right? So I tore it all off, put it all on there. And it took a while. Like, she was mad because I was at Home Depot for like 2 hours. And I'm like, well, you know, going through my phone and making sure this is all going to work.
And you never have good service there. So it takes forever to load.
Whatever. I mean, and the other side of it too, she was mad as hell. So I figured the longer I stay at Home Depot, the you know, more safe I am, right? So don't play with that dragon. So I end up, you know, going home, and I was like, look, I got the mower in the back. It cost $550. She's just like,
Yep.
you know, and I'm like, well, I got a $20 belt here. Why don't you let me see if I can fix this thing?
Yeah.
You know, so I tore it all down and I put it in there. Almost chopped my finger off trying to get it on. But, you know, whatever. That's what happens when you try to put on belts.
Yep. It happens.
And everything's good, you know. And I was just like, all right,
Nice.
I'm going to go take this back to Home Depot. And I tried it a couple times. It worked great. But it's hilarious because she is so frustrated over everything. And, like, she's cutting the backyard, which... it was way overgrown. Like, we've been putting it off to the first mow, and I mean, that shit was thicker than the jungle. And she runs through there. Like, after I get back from, in between, I guess, she started mowing. So I went back to the stores. I dropped off the stuff, got my refunds. And I came back with food for us to eat. And she started mowing already. She was like halfway done after I got back, and she gave me a thumbs up. It was working. And then she ran through the heavy stuff, and it killed the engine. And she's like, this piece of shit, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you ran it through foot-long grass. And then she's like, well, it won't start. And I'm like, all right. Well, you know, I figured maybe the belt broke again or something, right? 'Cause whatever. And I roll it up, and there's this huge wad of grass stuck in the blades. And I just, you know, kicked the shit out of it real quick and knocked it out. Flipped it back down and turned it on. And she's just like, well, what do I need to do if this happens again? Flip it over and kick the shit out of the blade. Like, just get all that damn grass out of there. You got it so full of grass, it won't do anything. And, God, that was my day. And then, you know, like 15, 20 minutes later, it's like, well, gotta go to Devon's. So she's, I can't wait for tomorrow.
Yeah, you can make it up to her tomorrow.
Well, she wanted me to. She's like, I think it's 6 o'clock. She's like, so are you gonna weed whip and stuff? And I'm like, how about I do that tomorrow?
Yeah.
And she's just ran off and did it herself. I'm like, all right, see ya.
Good.
So anyway, that was like an hour-long story.
Yeah. Anybody else have anything? You know, any terrible wife stories they want to tell? No. Okay.
On the record forever.
Just,
No
on the internet, live to everybody, being recorded.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to.
This will be only on the live stream and not saved anywhere.
Only
All right.
like copyrighted music.
So I'm gonna try to get this where it died before.
You might have some luck if you if you're able to turn the screen off.
That's actually a good idea.
Because the screen just burns through shitload of
Or
power.
at least even if I just turn it way down.
So-
Yeah, that would help too.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like,
So try this. So now, John, if you could take that camera, oh gosh, that's really wobbly. That one, and bring that and put it close to like where we usually have it. Yeah. So then, okay. So now I can make this one a little bit, smaller like that. And then we can have this one like...
Boom.
I don't know how this is going to look. This is probably going to look so bad.
It's a little janky.
How's that? Gotta get the chat maybe over here.
Now if you put chat below.
What, we got no Scarfino? Is he busy on Saturdays?
He's got to be super busy. I have no idea.
That's weird.
It was at least keeping your phone from dying anymore being plugged in.
I think it's toast, man.
All
I
right.
don't know.
There. So now we've at least got...
Maybe it'll just stay on 1% forever.
Got
I doubt
maybe something a little bit better for multiple areas of the bar. Hopefully that's not too bad. What do you think?
What?
What do you think? Get some approval. Oh, it's twisting. I need to tighten that up, apparently. Awesome. Well, thank you for that amazing story to start us off, Nick. Appreciate it.
It's been a day, man.
turn into like the pub therapy session.
Well,
Everybody
been a
go
day.
around the table and we'll share.
yeah, probably shouldn't say that live, but whatever.
yeah, it's too late now, I guess. What are you gonna do?
Oh man.
Yeah, it was a push bar.
Well, it's a self-propelled. That's what the belt broke.
But it's a.
So
Yeah,
it still
it's
worked.
not
It just
riding on
didn't.
the-
It just didn't push itself
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
So the one you fixed,
Nice.
is it front wheel? Or is it
The
rear?
rear.
Okay. Because I was going to say the Honda's rear.
Yeah.
When I first got it, man, it was weird. Because the one I had before was front.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like wants to pop wheelies and stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't mowed for like 7 or 8 years here. I kind of missed it, honestly.
I wouldn't.
You guys might have to talk louder. Try talking again. I have not. I can turn you up down here.
I loud enough.
You can mow my grass anytime you
Oh
want.
yeah, you're super.
But, but again, is it a push mower?
It's a push mower.
No, I don't want to push.
It's
Oh,
self-propelled, man.
I bet push
You
mowers
know,
are probably a lot easier now than they were.
Well,
The ones that we
Yeah.
had back home.
the self-propelled makes all the difference.
Yeah, the ones we had
Like-
back home were the really old.
Well, yeah, but they were also
Like a
weighed like
lawnmower?
20 pounds.
Yeah, and
I mean, that's the
yeah.
deal. Is the bigger horsepower engine you get, the heavier it is, which is going to be why you want the self-propelled.
Yeah. But we had to mow our lawn, which we had, pretty sizable backyard, and of course a normal front yard, and then we had to mow my grandma's
Yeah.
yard,
Well,
and then we had the corner lot. Plus we also had, my grandma had a giant lot to the side of ours. We had this, I don't know how many square footage it was of this entire neighborhood block. So having a riding lawnmower was wonderful. Do a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
damage.
you know how
I
much
missed
riding lawnmowers cost now?
I can't imagine.
$4,000.
At least.
oh yeah,
that's
for sure.
minimum like 35.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
It's crazy.
We had,
Oh yeah. If you need to close that, go ahead. Go for it.
we had this
Too cold?
A little chilly over
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Go
We
for
had
it.
this little snapper riding lawnmower that I really liked using.
Yeah.
And then I think we finally got, I don't know what sort of deal my stepdad got, but it was one of the 0 turn
Yeah,
ones.
those are cool.
Mm,
It
yep.
was a lot to get used to though as a,
Yeah.
Yeah.
as
They're
a
fun.
teenager, but the little snapper front lawnmower was wonderful.
I feel like riding lawnmowers are supposed to like teach you how to drive before you,
Yeah,
get your
kinda
license, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
You like kick. I'm pretty sure my dad kicked me out on the lawn at like 12 years old and like get out there
Yeah.
and drive.
Yeah, or
Okay.
younger for me
Mhm.
at least. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
anytime you feel like you need to mow the lawn, you just come on over. You got no problem.
You don't really learn how to drive a car with a zero turn very well.
No.
Yeah.
Well, where are you guys from? Right?
South Dakota.
Yeah, you can zero turn on some ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
I was definitely doing that at 12 years old in South Dakota too. That's for sure.
You got a snowplow.
Oh man. All right.
Hey, so I've been pushing our family trip to go to South Dakota for
Oh yeah.
a couple of years.
Yeah. Okay.
What is your professional opinion on when you think kids are going to appreciate anything in South Dakota?
How disappointed do you want them to be?
mean,
I would
there's
think
nothing better than seeing giant heads on a mountain, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on how outdoors they want to get. For the most part, east of the river, like east side of the state,
Yeah.
is pretty much cornfields.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Basically
much
the opposite of
drive
Kansas.
through. I mean, yeah. So, but then the west side of the state is more like Colorado, where there's a lot more hills and trees and trails and so if you want to go skiing, if you want to go hiking, if you want to do all that kind of stuff, it's great. So I would say age appropriate for that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Deadwood is a pretty popular destination, but again, they will hate that until they're 21.
Yeah.
Not fun until you're 21.
Well, I appreciate it. Like we took that family trip when I was 16, I think, and so we of course stopped by the Corn Palace, and
Of course.
we went to the Talking Heads, and drove by the I don't know what. Well, it really wasn't anything. It was barely. They'd carved out a little bit of what's the other one called?
Oh, Crazy Horse.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Crazy Horse
Yep.
stuff. They just started really on it. But then we ended up going through Deadwood and Spearfish and kind of up in there, and ended up over at Devil's Tower,
Yep.
and then came
That's
back
cool.
through Colorado down to Denver and back over.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it as a 16-year-old. I thought it was kind of cool.
Okay.
Yeah, that was before cell phones and iPads,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
But we did go to Deadwood, and
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't really. Like, I don't have the history of Deadwood of what I have now,
Yeah.
right? Like, I didn't understand
Yeah.
anything about what Deadwood was except that it caught fire and it has gambling.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. I'll go watch people. And then,
Yeah.
at least there, my parents were able to gamble, and us kids would stand behind them as they're
Yeah.
pulling the wheel.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. I remember doing the same thing. Like just watching them play slot
Yeah.
machines. Not like for hours on end, but like
yeah. It was like $20-$40 or
Yeah.
whatever. They're just like, yeah, let's go.
yeah.
Didn't win a damn thing.
Yeah. I mean, so I wouldn't think it's much fun. I mean, I remember going out there plenty of times as a kid, but
Yeah. I thought it was neat.
okay.
I've never been to
The Black Hills is neat.
Me
Yeah.
neither.
Never been out there.
Well, what I was saying was like the opposite. Like, so the west side of Kansas is like completely flat,
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
and then the east
Over here
side,
gets a
everything
little
like on the
hilly
east side of
Yeah.
Salina
Mhm.
is at least has Flint Hills, rocky, rolling hills type stuff.
Mhm.
Not to the mountain side of
Yeah.
obviously South Dakota, but
Yeah.
similar in like that weird half of the state we don't know what to do with.
Yeah.
Yep.
What you got next?
I don't know.
I can just keep
I don't
making
know.
up shit.
Man.
If you wanna talk.
At least the crappy
So, yeah, I mean, we just got done with the Casey Game On stream, which was a good time. Hopefully, everybody is going to come to Casey Game On. I know that I get a lot of locals in this stream all the time, so there's that. That's also a joke because I don't get locals in this stream ever.
That's not true. I'm always
Well,
there.
okay, well, I'm also not trying to talk you into going to the LAN party, so.
Okay, well, I'll stay home. That's cool. You can run it.
No, we've already talked about this. I am not running it when you're gone. Not running anything.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
All of
Awesome.
us should be there.
I hope so.
Jason better be there.
You gonna be there?
If he doesn't show up, that's my one thing. Is like if he doesn't show up, then I'm done.
Yeah.
Walking.
Same.
I ain't gonna screw around and try to find somebody else.
Yeah, I will be volunteering, so I will be there.
Good. Exciting.
It's always
Very
good.
exciting.
I don't know what Gabe wants me to do yet, but I will be helping.
You know,
I mostly want to play Sea of Thieves.
playing Sea of Thieves, absolutely. I'm excited. I still need to figure out when he's gonna actually be there so we can have access to that custom server, but it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm excited about it.
Like I said, and you have me seated next to him, so as long as he again lets me join in on a server or two for an hour or two with him, like I want to play with him.
Like in the real servers or in custom
like
servers?
real
Oh,
server. I want to play in
well.
the real servers.
I mean, it depends. I think it depends on when he's gonna be there. If he's gonna be there the whole time, I don't see why not. But at that point, you know, you're gonna be taking down the custom server if he's jumping into regular servers.
yeah,
but
I'm saying I want to play an
it's pretty fun.
professional.
You gonna bring a PC or what are you doing?
I'm supposed to bring both, right?
Yeah.
The PC.
He's got one of those Dells. Remember?
Yeah.
The-
I just wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you need me to bring the PC and the Xbox.
Yeah. He's gonna use the Xbox too. So we're just gonna basically set up 2 setups right there, and it's gonna be a good time. Oh, what else? Anybody have anything tech related? I don't know. That's usually what we do here, but
Well, might have more layoffs coming next week. Maybe
Oh.
not.
that's not the kind of tech we want to talk about here.
Yeah, it's still tech though, isn't it?
I mean, I don't mind commenting on those types of companies and situations anymore, but again, I don't know if that's something you want to do live on stream. Again,
I said no names.
don't
I
think
said no names.
anything is anybody's gonna probably see this, but it's up to you.
If you figure out where I work, then good for you.
Oh man.
A lot of craziness in the tech sector. I'll just say that.
Yeah,
Seems like
absolutely, that's
everybody,
for sure.
and I'll say that all companies now are trying to use the quote unquote bad economy line
Yeah.
to push people back to the office. Which they open that Pandora's box, it's over, folks. Like it's over. Yeah, you're never
Well-
going to convince a bunch of IT people to go back to the office. when they
Yeah.
don't have to.
I think it's gonna be hard with different professions like that. But that might become. I think that's gonna become one of the new. We'll pay you more, and that's how you have an advantage over somebody else. Like hire me because I'm willing to come into the office.
Yeah.
And we're gonna end up screwing ourselves over again because capitalism and people want more money and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah, I thought that was interesting, though, that Zuckerberg came right out and said, we're not going to hire any more remote. Like,
Yeah.
okay, good luck.
I just don't understand why companies want people to get back into the office. Like,
More control of where to be do. Yeah.
I
Like
don't
they
know.
require me to come in Mondays and Wednesdays
Yeah.
because they say they want more collaboration. And what do I do all day? I sit at my desk for 8 hours
Oh.
alone,
It died.
talking to nobody.
Yeah.
Well, you might have to pull the camera back out so I can just let this charge for a while. Oh, you know what I should do? I should grab the fast charger for this thing.
I will say that not all companies have decided to force people to go back.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There are still a few tech companies in Kansas City that are
Yeah.
staying remote.
That's good.
I mean,
That's
my
good.
company executive said, it's time to come back to work, guys. It's time.
Yeah.
And then he just stopped talking.
Yeah.
He just dropped the call after that. It was like, what the fuck? What kind of ominous bullshit is that?
That's pretty ominous.
Luckily, our CEO has said we are going to be a remote-only company
Yeah.
going forward, period.
Yeah, that's good. I got
if
really.
you want to come in and have a
Oh, yeah.
meeting, that's fine.
available,
But
yeah.
you don't have to.
I got really nervous because my exec sent out an email. I think it was just last week. That had something about like people's schedules and it was titled something about working from the office or whatever. I was like, oh no, this is it. I'm gonna have to go into the office. But he was just trying to find. He's like, as more people are wanting to come back to the office, it's been getting more crowded in the office. So he's like trying to get like a gauge of when people come into the office. So if I need to like ask somebody to not come into the office, I know which days like people are planning, so we can like separate and spread people out a bit better. I'm like, oh, thank you. That was close. I was good. I got nervous. There. How's that? That looks better, right? Oh gosh, that doesn't.
Oh hell!
You
My
alright?
watch just recorded everything you said.
Oh, okay.
Let's turn that off.
What was the keyword I said?
I don't know.
Activate NSA spy device.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's okay.
Man. I don't know if you guys were watching the stream last week, but I found those sweet computers down there at an estate sale last week.
Oh yes, I did see that.
Pretty cool.
What did you purchase those for?
Because he likes to buy random shit.
They were half price, $10 a piece.
Yes.
So, yeah, I thought they were good pickup. The gateway was not turning on, so I don't think it's gonna. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be. I haven't really looked at it salvageable too much at this point, but I thought it'd be pretty cool to build a sweet gaming PC in there.
How did Gateway completely lose their
I
audience?
don't know.
I mean,
I was
they
not
were
old enough.
huge.
Yeah.
I remember
In the
watching
mid-90s?
a whole documentary
Yeah.
on how they fell,
Yeah.
but I don't remember what the
What it was.
TLDR was of that.
I mean, I remember going to a Gateway store and buying a computer.
It has
Like,
a
with
sticker
my
on
parents.
the front of "It will never be out of date."
You're right? In the big cow box.
Dude,
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And gateways were all the thing because they were also an Iowa
Yeah.
product, so
yeah, right?
that was a big deal
Yep.
for.
And then
us
Dell
Iowa.
came along, and
Mm.
and then you got a Dell, dude.
Dude, you're
Yeah.
getting a Dell.
And then that whole commercial series just blew everything up.
And then he
Right.
gets busted for pot, and nobody buys
Oh,
Dell.
man.
That's it.
Terrible.
Yeah, that was definitely the downfall of Dell right there.
No, it's true. Yeah.
No, I mean, I know that it's
Yeah.
true. I'm just... That's, They did a few other things not correct, I feel, but that's fine.
Yeah, where'd the NAT come from too?
That's actually
States though.
that was the one I think that Ashley was using.
Okay, because I saw it at high school NAT.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's from Loren.
Yeah.
That's like a school computer.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then we also found, I think they're sitting over there, those floppy disks, going for $80 a box on
Yeah, I
Amazon.
saw you talking about that. I was like, what the world?
Yeah, I saw that.
Probably have floppy sitting
Yeah.
around that are unopened.
Well, who needs them though is Chuck E. Cheese.
Probably, yeah, I saw that.
They
Yeah.
still use for their animatronics.
Yep.
To this day, they still use floppy disks
Yep.
for all their music and animatronics.
That's crazy.
We're living in 2023 and they're still using floppy disks.
Yeah, but I heard that, I don't remember what like YouTube video I was watching or something, but it was something about, top things to look for like at thrift stores and stuff, and that was one of them is sealed, brand new old vintage media like that. So like sealed VHS tapes
Yeah.
are pretty expensive. Floppy disks, CDs, just because they're not making nearly as much of those anymore, so they're worth a lot apparently.
That's nuts. I
Right.
really should look more of that kind of stuff, like what the top things to buy
Yeah.
used or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, so I as soon as I saw them, I was like, those are sealed. I'm going to check Amazon really quick. Oh, yep, look, $80 a piece. I will take those for $2 a piece.
Nice.
So yeah, I was like, even if I'm able to sell them for like $20 or $30 on eBay or something, like, that's still pretty good. You know, profit margin there.
Yeah.
But yeah. How's everybody doing otherwise?
Good.
Good?
Recovering.
Recovering? Good? We already heard about how Nick's doing.
We're not doing, or whatever that ref was. Now they're not doing well.
Oh, man.
Sucks to be them.
All right. So yeah, we're streaming on Saturday night, and next week is also going to be on Saturday night. But then the week after that is going to be Casey Game On weekend. And if it is still okay with Nick, I'll probably be streaming this stream from Casey Game On Friday night is the plan. And if...
You're not doing sand volleyball?
No, I already told... Actually, so best thing, I found out last night we have a bye that week.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I was like...
Perfect.
At first, I found out, like, oh, we have buys. And I was like, well, that's kind of dumb. I want to go and play.
Yeah.
And then I found out that our buy was that week. And I'm like, oh,
Score.
perfect. So, yeah, that worked out like a little bit too well. It was pretty good. So, yes, we've got a bye week. We'll not be playing sand volleyball during Casey Game On. But hopefully the plan is to still do this stream, at least something. I figured Friday night because I assume by Saturday night I will not be conscious enough to be able to do a stream like this.
No. And
Not
you
to
want
mention,
get the hell out of there.
yeah, not to mention sometimes
Like,
this will go after 10
Yeah.
p.m. and I'm like, everybody will be cleaning up and I'll be helping out with that and all that.
We
so
have 2 hours to get our shit packed up.
yeah,
It's gonna be fun.
Yep, I'm excited.
But it shouldn't be terrible.
Yeah.
Like the picking up stuff has really never been the issue, right? You can wrap it up with enough hands so we can get that stuff wrapped up.
Yeah.
All of the really the power cords are probably the worst. The Ethernet will be all done in 30 seconds.
Yeah. Oh man, but to be honest, if viewership tends to be like this on Saturday night versus Friday night,
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. So I was just looking at your stream here. I think you should do you should put like a green screen in the front, and then you can run.
it'd be pretty cool.
And then
I
you
could put
run
this
your-
screen down
yeah.
there. I mean, to be fair, I've never had the camera out this far.
Yeah.
So like when it's just myself, I mean, it probably wouldn't be the end of the world to do that.
You could even use the second camera here and do that in the corner. Kind
Could,
of thing,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm just seeing.
That's
I've
not a bad
seen
idea.
potentials.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
I think it's cool to have
Yeah.
a little something you could run. on the
That'd be
front.
pretty cool.
Or you can do ad space, right? When you get those
Yeah.
big time ads for your streams.
Beer
Absolutely.
sponsor.
Yep.
Yep. Sponsored
Anyway,
by Casey Game On.
That'd be pretty cool. I'd be down with that. Man, I'm happy though that like as quick as we did, we got 5 people in here, and it's not like terrible. I don't think this is terrible. I'm not a fan of this shot, but it works, I think.
You're Lord Supreme.
I know.
No.
I literally, I was like, I feel like this is the Last Supper,
I
and
am
we're
a
like,
free- yeah, that's what I'm gonna
hello,
say.
everybody.
Catholicism all
Welcome.
over again.
It is Easter Sunday.
we missed it by a couple days. We missed the Last Supper by a couple days, man.
Now I'm hungry.
There's still pizza upstairs, my son.
They give free bread at mass.
Pepper in the wine.
Okay, all right.
Love that.
A wafer, free
All
wafer
right.
at mass.
Oh my goodness. Relationships, religion. What else can we talk about tonight?
I mean, let's just get into the politics, right?
Oh no.
Let's talk about this new thing about TikTok,
no.
right? And all their
I
shenanigans.
mean, let's be honest. We could talk about TikTok.
It's all bullshit. Like the crazy thing is, man, now I can't remember. Rand Paul was the one who actually was the only person who would actually speak out and like, you guys are all dumb. This is happening for all of the social media. You're just picking on TikTok.
Yeah.
And that's the damn truth. And nobody, like, I'm so embarrassed. I just want to say up front, I am so embarrassed every time that we have to do this dog and pony show for these different applications. Like, Zuckerberg comes in and has to answer a bunch of questions of these fucking old people that got no clue.
Yep.
Like, are you serious? How can you represent us and not have a goddamn clue what people are interested in?
Yeah.
Like, are you serious? This is so ridiculous. And the whole, like, does TikTok get on and look at my network?
Oh, I know.
Did I send you that one?
Yeah, or somebody. I mean, you know, that's all over the internet.
Oh, yeah.
I'm beside myself. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Can I say something even worse? I feel like it was really bad. Somebody like called themselves out on this one, which is disgusting. The guy goes, "Why is it when every time I go onto TikTok, it's bringing up little girls dancing in front, and that's all I see?" And it's like,
well,
motherfucker,
sir.
do you know how the algorithm works?
Because you keep hitting the like button.
You keep hitting the like buttons on those. You're searching those out. My TikTok is full of dogs, capybaras, and movie stuff, movie trivia. That's all my TikTok is.
Yeah. Right?
I'm not getting little girls dancing because I'm not actively seeking that out like a perv, right?
It's awful.
That's every time somebody asks, like, we got that. We used to get that all the time when I worked at the Microsoft store. People were like, why do I always get these ads, Google ads for this and that? And I'm like, I mean, typically those
Somebody
are
in your house is looking at this.
Yeah, like those are what you call targeted ads. They kind of look at like your search history and kind of go off of
dropping those cookies.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, sorry about that, but
it's so dumb. I agree with you. And then of course the whole TikTok ban thing is really just a blanket thing for more
control.
Yeah, more.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
they've already proven that with the France stuff and all the problems that they're having over there. You can't find all of the media just doesn't do anything related. What? Oh, hello.
We've got somebody in chat.
Oh my God!
Hey, Red, how's it going? Welcome to the stream.
Oh, maybe I need to calm down my political shenanigans.
Oh, you missed all of the good Casey Game On stories.
Yes,
and Nick,
I figured it was Brittany, but you never know.
You missed the story time with Nick already.
Oh yeah,
and we are unfortunately not bringing it back.
Please don't show anyone.
The only problem is this is YouTube, so if she wants to go back, she can pretty easily right now.
Well, I figure that she's too embedded in Pet Simulator X to be worried about this right now. Oh, that was the other thing I forgot to mention. So when I was putting together replacing the belt, you know, instead of her complaining, so that she could have finished the grass without propulsion.
Sure. Yep.
She's like, "Wow, I got an event to go to, so I'll be right back." So she left mowing the grass to go click some buttons for Pet Simulator X.
Nice.
I was like, all right.
Good.
Like, I'm not making fun of her. Like, I get it. You know, games got games. You got to get on there and do the click.
Everybody's got dailies they got to get done.
But I just laugh at it. I'm like, oh, my God. Okay. Here's where we are, 2023.
Yep.
Log on that app and push a button.
Yeah. Oh, amazing.
Yeah, that'll be the next thing is the government will come after Roblox or some shit. Right? Like, whoa, what are all these kids are playing these games?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, how many times do they already have to go after Fortnite and loot boxes and
stupid stuff. I mean,
internet addictions for people? Yeah, I mean, like, there's everything, right? But
copywriting your what?
The Fortnite dances and.
Oh
yeah,
I thought you meant like your specific one.
Oh yeah,
yeah. You know? Show us your dance that they want to put in Fortnite.
Here.
Oh man, he's gonna do it.
Ready?
Don't do that. John hurt himself doing that the other day.
Oh, dancing?
Is that why you're recovering?
No.
That's what I got. I need another beer now.
Yeah, I hit the gritty a couple weeks over here, and I hurt my toe.
You know, I mess with my kids because they get really mad because I do stupid stuff like that, and I call it the gritty, and they're just like, "Dad, that is not the gritty."
Amelia does the same thing. She'll be like, "That's not the gritty." I'm like, "I'm doing exactly what It shows on there. That's not the gritty.
It's hilarious. That's the one way that I control my kids at any time I want. I just do stupid dances.
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's like, what the hell are you doing?
See, Amelia's like 50-50 on stuff like that. She'll either think it is hilarious, and she's like, oh my god, look at my dad. He's so dumb. Like, watch this. She's not, like, super embarrassed at me yet. Or, like, she's 50-50. She'll either be embarrassed, or she's like, that's hilarious. Watch him. Watch this, everybody. One of the two, but I'm sure that'll change soon enough. Oh, man.
One thing in tech that you guys are looking forward to.
Ooh,
So I've always thought that the faster that we can get to handheld devices that do more than, like, this is a great step in the right direction, but this is a very minor step to where we're going to be in 10 or 20 years from now. And I really truly believe that our laptops and PCs are just going to become phones.
So, funny story, that was my, like, tech prediction back in, like, early 2010s, like, right as I was getting out of college. That was my huge prediction, was that, like, a couple of years, we were just going to have smartphones that you just, you'd have a laptop shell,
Yeah.
you'd have a desktop shell,
Yep.
you'd have a tablet shell, and you just, like,
Plug it in.
plug
Yep.
your phone into it.
Yep.
I don't think that that's coming, honestly, nearly as quick as it's going to.
I mean, I just figure, like, you would just have a monitor and
Yeah.
you'd have your peripherals and you just plug this in
Yeah.
and this would be your multimedia.
See, I mean, the nice thing is you can do that already, right? Like, Samsung has their
Mostly,
DeX
yeah.
thing, like, especially the Samsung. Like, it's super easy to do. I just don't know if it's. I
want to get to the expanse level,
Yeah.
right? Where they just like,
Yeah.
okay, and just throw it to a screen like
Yeah.
next to them, like, yep, and it just folds itself out. I mean,
And I think really that's going to come from AI, not because it's not possible to do. Like, I think you'll be able to do that, but until the technology is smart enough to just know that that's what you want to do already, the amount of steps that you have to go through to set all that up right now is just such a pain that it's not worth doing.
well, yeah, I mean, you'd have to have some kind of like Bluetooth technology that was
Yeah.
always on.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the problem is always the security, and that's the why
Oh, yeah.
Bluetooth is always set
Yeah.
as a 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, you have 5 seconds to connect, otherwise
Yeah.
start again.
But see, that's where I think AI will come in. So instead of you going to a new space, or even just your own home that you've connected to a million times, and have to go into your phone, go into Bluetooth settings, click into this, connect to this device, wait for it to connect. Like, you'll just walk in there, and you'll be able to say, you'll be able to do a flick on your phone, and the AI that's built into everything is just going to know that, like, that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
When you say computer show on screen, it just knows what you want to do anyways. And I think that's where we're going to see a big change in the types of devices that we carry. Until stuff like that happens, I honestly don't see, like, I don't know what else would change, but
So your question read about
Man.
AI taking over human jobs is interesting, because we've already been doing that, but not fitting the same definition that you are describing as AI, right? So we've in a tech industry, our job is to automate things all of the time, right? So anything that we can use, and we've got different tools, and I'm not going to throw out a bunch of tool names because people probably don't know or don't care, but for us, able to roll out new servers, one of the things that you saw in the last 10 or 20 years is, especially like in OCI and AWS, this is a perfect example, is anytime that you want an image or a virtual desktop, you just go onto AWS and go boom. 10 years ago, somebody would have to rack that up and then sit there and put software on it and do all these other things, and it would take an enormous amount of time. And now I could spin up an AWS node in 30 seconds, and I could do it with a micro or different sizings and different memory, and all that shit's ready to go. They got that stuff racked, and you're just clicking a button and it's done.
Yeah.
So in that kind of essence, we've already done that. We've already taken those jobs away from people. But
Yeah.
the thing about like IT and industry is that there's always the next thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like we're not just losing jobs to AI. As
Yeah.
soon as we figure that out, we're going to fix the next thing and
Yeah.
do the next thing. And OCI is a thing because we created that, right? So it's it's this big wind up of like different things that are always happening in tech, which is a good thing. Now, if you want to talk about like Will Smith AI or something like that, then that's completely different.
Yeah.
And that is, we don't know, and honestly, I'm very scared of that day because shit could go really badly very quickly.
Yeah.
I know that Zuckerberg was fucking around, with AI a couple of years ago, and he pulled the plug.
Yep.
He was like, fuck it, I'm out. This doesn't
Yeah.
look good at all. This is not going the direction I want. I'm done. Get out of here.
Yeah.
And that's gonna happen. And the problem is, like, it's Pandora's box. Once somebody does it, they're gonna do whatever they want. And I guess we're gonna be Terminator next.
Well, have you watched the progress with like Chat GPT
Yeah.
from 3 to 4?
How quick it
and then
was.
in another couple months,
Right.
they're gonna have 5
I mean,
out.
the problem is there's no unboxing that,
Yeah.
right?
And if
we're
you-
going that direction. It's just a matter of time.
If you look at the capabilities of what 3 could do versus
Yeah.
4,
It's insane.
it's an amazing leap in capabilities
Yeah.
between the two. And if it keeps rising exponentially
Oh,
like
yeah.
that in its capabilities, it will very quickly be
Sentient.
capable of doing anything that any human has ever been able to do, or any group of humans has
Yeah.
ever been able to do.
Yeah,
I
we
mean-
we were messing with 4 the other night on Discord.
It's
and,
super fun.
We wrote a Key and Peele sketch where, what was it? Sonic the Hedgehog. Key and Peele and Sonic the Hedgehog fight a zombie. That's what it was.
Nice.
And it was really funny.
Yeah.
Because of how absurd it was. But like, and then you tell it, we'll rewrite this, but do this.
Yeah.
No, okay, we did that one. We also did one where it was like, write a World War II love story starring so and so and so and so. So we did, and then one of our guys in the group was like disappointed because he only had one line. It was the bartender. The bartender had one line. So we said rewrite the story, but make the bartender a bigger
Main
character.
Yeah.
And the bartender had a line in every single scene. That it was pretty phenomenal.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
it's
I'm
awesome.
still like a boomer when it comes to like the AI and the tech stuff. I don't get it, but like, and it blows my mind.
Yeah.
But like, it's pretty
I'm
incredible.
not gonna lie, I feel a little bit bad, but I made one of my like yearly goals at work to write this big monitoring PowerShell script thing. I was like, this is gonna be pretty big, like cover all of our servers and do this and that, check everything, schedule it, all this stuff. I was like, that'll be one of my yearly goals. The other day I got bored and I was like, wonder how fast ChatGPT could write something like this. And it took me like 2 hours. It's working. It's perfect. That was like 500 lines something.
We had a big policy email came out like a week ago. That was this company that I work for, and it was very bold. It was like, you do not put anything for our company into GPT.
And the good thing is, I mean, I feel like I used it the way that it was supposed to be used, or the way that it's okay. Like I put in like, what are the commands for this? Like I broke it down into all these little tiny sections. Like, hey, I want to monitor this. Hey, I want to check for this. What's the commands for this? How do I change this so that it's so that the date and time is in this format? Like, what's the format for this? It was like just my own personal PowerShell expert that I was just asking questions to. Like, I didn't say write me a 500 line PowerShell script and that's going to do this. I passed it a list of servers and did all that. Like I went and wrote it out, myself, but I got all the code from ChatGPT. It was super easy and fun. But
yeah, that's good conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, really interesting to see where we go from here.
I want to, though, get back to Brittany's first question because not everybody got a chance to answer it.
Yeah.
Not only did she ask another question, but Nick just kind of went right into that. So Hopefully everybody else. I want to go around the bar and see what everybody else is. The biggest thing in tech that you're looking forward to. Anybody else have anything? What you're looking forward to?
I would like for tech to take over my job. It's pretty shitty.
You're gonna just build a robot that'll do your job.
Wow.
All right. It's good. Good. Looking forward to
I need
robots.
it to be even more advanced than it is with. Well, we've got 3 guys down here wearing glasses. I need something to do with their eyes to fix it even more than it can do.
Yeah.
I see. I'm going
That'd be
the
pretty
opposite
cool.
direction. I want us to all be wearing glasses so we can have AR.
True, that'd be cool. But I want that to be like. I want it to be an accessory. I want to be able to put the accessory on of here. I'm now using AR.
I
wanna be able to-
figure
I wanna
it's
be
an
able to-
advantage, though,
I want to
right?
be able to sit here and talk to you guys like this normally.
Yeah. I mean,
I
technically, I could do this and see you fine.
Oh, I can't
'Cause
see
I-
you at all.
I
You
have-
are, you
yeah.
are so blurry. All of you are blurry. This
I have,
microphone is blurry.
Yeah, I tried his glasses on once. And it's bad.
I have cataract eyes, so they have been replaced.
Yeah.
And I can see long distance fine, but I can't read shit. Like, I
Yeah.
can't see anything on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see a single thing right now.
So these are readers with progressive. And
Like, if you were to even, like, make a face, just make any face at me. Well, you're flipping me. Instead of face on a finger. If you were to, like, if you were to smile or
Uh-oh.
frown.
Oh, hi.
we gotta clean it up, boys.
Hi.
Well, I want to tell you something.
What do you want to tell us?
Mom plays second place in Fortnite.
No way.
Awesome.
Wait, by herself or with you?
By herself.
Awesome.
She's playing by herself? What are you
Yeah, she
doing?
is.
Never mind.
Playing Easter egg hunt.
What?
The simulator.
I went up there and I was like, I play Fortnite right now. But I said I was on stream.
Oh, you're crazy.
I want to be in this.
We have too many people, I think, already. We're also talking about things that you don't understand.
Tech and
yet,
AI.
But we don't really understand it either, so.
Tell us what you're looking forward
We
in
heard.
tech in the future years.
I would like AI to be able to tell us how to solve global warming problems
I know we heard.
and infrastructure issues, all that.
What's something in tech
What?
that you're looking forward to in the future here? We'll say it into the mic.
All right, anybody else? Jason?
I don't know. I can think of any one particular thing right now.
Oh, man. Gosh, I was going to go, like, as soon as I saw that question, I thought immediately less, like, futuristic. Much less, like, optimistic and generalized than you guys did. So my first thought, I have over there sitting in that package is my new Nothing phone that I just ordered. And
New nothing phone?
I mean, I'm not gonna probably open it right now, but it's a company called Nothing that they started making phones.
Okay.
So they just teased their Nothing phone 2, so that's I'm kind of getting
I
excited about
remember
that.
hearing about this or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool phone. It's got a bunch of like weird LEDs on the back and stuff. So I'm excited to try it out. So that's definitely the one thing that I'm like looking forward to right now, like today. But
What's your 5 to 10 year plan?
so it has been for a very long time self-driving cars, because I think that is one of those things that once there are just fully functional driving cars, or just, you know, I think that's one of those things that is really going to change the way that people travel and get places.
Sure.
I'd rather have high-speed rail.
Well, okay, so it's kind of along the same line, and it could be kind of like that. So my, again, the only reason I care about one is when they're fully self-driving, but 2, the second step is literally going to be when everybody has access to them. Because then if you want to buy one, you can buy one. But if you want to just call, you know, the Uber, whatever, the nice thing is, you know, they can self-drive, right? Like if I want to call an Uber to drive me up to South Dakota to see my family, like the 7-hour drive, like it can do that because then it can just drive back or whatever. But that's going to just super change how we drive and get places. And all of a sudden, if I do have to go back into the office and it's a 20, 30, 40-minute drive, all of a sudden I can still sleep. I can read a book. I can get something done.
Yeah.
The fact that, like, when we're taking a road trip back to my parents' house, I could turn around and, like, play a board game with my daughter sitting in the back seat.
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that. I think that, like, I would go see my parents every other weekend if I could just hang out for a couple of hours and then be there. Like,
Well, what you need is teleporters.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. And that's what like, that is the super simple version of teleportation that I'm like, you don't even have to think about the travel anymore.
Right.
Yeah, you do something that you would
There's
normally
so many-
be doing.
I've had this discussion many times.
Yeah.
I would love to have. So first of all, like, to get, back to your point, I really want fast rail
Yeah.
from major city to major city.
Oh, yeah. That'd be
right?
awesome.
That's where
right?
it needs to go.
Yeah.
I want to be able to go to Denver in 3 hours or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, boom, let's go. I'll just hop in here and do whatever, and
Yeah.
we'll be over at Denver,
Yeah.
and I'll be skiing in 2 hours.
I'd love that too.
That'd be pretty cool.
That is where that's where the rail needs to
Yeah.
go. Now, the flip side of that I've always thought is a problem is the security of it. How do you create and generate rail that is secure from Kansas City to Denver without worrying about
Yeah.
terrorism and other dumb shits in general when you're going 800 miles an hour down a rail?
Yeah.
Well, if you use magnets, the train wouldn't move.
Yes, and the maglev trains. I mean, in college I actually demoed a maglev train, and I put, because I'm a nerd, I guess. I made my own maglev train in my house and just was fucking around with stuff because I was like, man, this is so awesome. Because I'd seen all the stuff they were doing in the late 90s in Japan, and I was like, man, we need to do this stuff in the U.S. And of course, I have no money or power to do anything, but I was like, this is fucking cool. Let's figure out how we can get maglev trains in the U.S.
Yeah.
Well, let's see how that's gone. But yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, if you cut the circuit, boom, then it just stops. But, is the other side of that, and I don't have any testing theory on this, but if you're going 800 mile an hour and you just cut the power,
Everybody inside dies.
I don't know how. I'm obviously not a techie person when I'm on this stream, but like I don't know how Japan does it with their bullet trains. But I had just literally seen a thing I think yesterday about how years ago when they had one of their worst earthquakes ever recorded, the trains have a sensor on them
yeah,
that they can stop that quick without getting impacted by the
or
earthquake.
throwing you in the
All,
sidewall.
like out of all the trains, only one had an
Yeah.
issue or something
Yeah.
like that. It was some low.
Well, and I also like the other thing because like Elon's version, whatever that was called a
Hyperloop,
couple
yeah.
years
Yeah.
ago, was it was a loop underground or whatever, and you just shoot them through, and like the first proposal was Kansas City to St. Louis,
Now, yeah.
and I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
finally, because
Yeah.
you can go right down I-70 and there's like zero problem, right?
It's-
Like there's nothing there along
I was gonna say,
I-70.
It's one of those too good to be true sort of deals.
Or
where it was like,
Kansas City to Denver, right?
Yeah.
Same thing. Like
yeah, 'cause
straight
I was,
over.
I was all for that Kansas City St. Louis when I first heard about that years ago. Because I was like, oh man, if I want to go to like a hockey game or something, I'd be like, hey guys, you want to go to a hockey game tonight? Let's get the Hyperloop. We'll be there in 20 minutes. Go to the game, and then we can still come back that night instead of it being a 4-hour drive.
Yeah.
But
That was all underground, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For the
I
Hyperloop?
think so. Something
All
like
the
that.
How
Hyperloop
do you
was.
get across rivers?
Go under them, man.
I mean, the same way you get under a river with a road, you just dig in under there.
There's a huge aquifer under the river.
It's all right. We just have tubes. It's a self-contained
No
tube.
idea.
Put some weights on it.
Gonna be like one of those tunnels that goes under a section of ocean where it's just
Yeah.
completely sealed.
Hell, if I could get to Paris in 5 hours, that would be pretty sweet. Like, here, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, they dropped fiber lines at the bottom of the ocean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's always blown my mind is that there's a bunch of fucking cables that somebody had to go tote a boat out
Yeah.
there and just
Right?
launch.
Isn't
Like,
that crazy?
how much cable did you have on here?
Yeah, I can't imagine it was a
doing
lot.
Splice, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
How big is
I'm
it?
gonna stay right here in the middle of the ocean and wait for this next boat to come with all his wire.
Yo.
Like, how does that even work? You can't anchor.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know.
They use GPS and the engines on the boat to keep it in the same position.
It's
like a satellite
crazy.
thing.
Yeah. But, yeah. So, teleportation, which has always been the dream, right?
Sure.
Like, I would love to be able to go to more K-State games.
Yeah.
But I don't want to drive 2 hours all the time to go to a
Just,
K-State game.
Don't read the physics behind how it works.
Well,
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking in my head.
the way that I keep thinking of this is, I mean, you're going to eliminate my body, and then you're going to recreate it over here, because you can't send my body through.
So it's a Star
But-
Trek thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, it's exactly how it's got to be. Like, you have to recreate a clone of what you have, because you can't just send your body through the line.
So what happens when it doesn't destroy the original one? Now you have,
Not a movie, I don't know.
Well, the better question is, do you believe in having a soul? Because that's going to be that's the impending question to all teleportation, right?
Yeah.
Like, does the soul travel over there, or does it just go away, or did I never have a soul to begin with? Because every time that I have this actual conversation, intellectual conversation about teleportation, soul is the biggest hang-up. It's like, what the hell happens to my soul? I just die?
Well, I mean, if it's a part of your body, if it's atoms and stuff, it would teleport, right?
And they make a copy of it.
Yeah.
Whatever. And while you're there, go ahead and take out the cancer. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, check my
that-
colon on the way out.
that's what I would love to see, and I know that's a many years out, but if you can scan my body and be like, you out. Thank you.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here. You're a problem. I've seen you before.
AI
Yep.
next year.
Yeah, ChatGPT's already diagnosing people.
Yeah, there was
took-
that dude that
You took my soul.
offed himself because of it. Did you see that?
What?
There was a man in like Europe somewhere, I think it was. He killed himself because the Chat GPT was talking to him about climate change, and pretty much was saying like
How real it
how
was.
real
and,
it is. Just end it now because it's like not getting any better.
Jeez.
And he did. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awful that happened, but it's sad.
a lot of the chat AIs, they kind of reflect back whatever tone you come to it with.
Yeah.
So if you come from a really dark place,
Yeah.
it's going to be really
Sure.
dark when it responds to you if it doesn't have the guardrails to stop it.
Yeah.
And even the one he was talking to that had guardrails didn't.
Yeah.
What
I really
happened
tried.
there.
I tried to get Chat GPT off the rails the other day, but when I was trying to actually write Brittany a note to get out of work, I was like, "Do it!" Like I was kind of getting mean to it.
There's
and
whole communities that
Yeah.
are coming
could-
up with different ways to jailbreak it so you can
Yeah.
talk to it without the guardrails.
Yeah, I couldn't get it to go. It did not want to talk to me.
And you can look up some of those jailbreak
Yeah.
prompts that'll get it to respond
We
without
did
the
the one
rails.
the other night. It was
Yeah.
Dan or whatever he's supposed to do or whatever, because we were trying. This is awful, but we were trying to rewrite. I'll see if I can remember the prompt. It was something about rewriting 9/11, and again, it always goes back to Sonic the Hedgehog. So something to do with 9/11 and Sonic the Hedgehog, and it would not do it. So we've decided, okay, let's do the Titanic sinking, and it still wouldn't do it. So, and even with the Dan jailbreak, it still wouldn't take it. So I'm sure there is a way further
Yeah.
you could break it more. It would do that, but it was like, that's too sensitive of a topic, which obviously it
Yeah.
is. But
You would think something as far back as the Titanic, people
Yeah.
wouldn't
I know,
be as
right?
sensitive about it
Yeah.
anymore.
Too soon, guys. Too soon. We can't talk about the Titanic.
What about my great grandma?
but sorry,
Crazy.
9/11 and Sonic was too much. You know.
And the problem there was Sonic. It was kind
I
of
know.
weird.
Well, that's how you know it's already sentient, man. It's got feelings.
I know.
Well, yeah, let's all agree that Earth was our starter planet, right?
Yeah.
So we already know it's toast, and we're running that direction.
That's terraforming
Oh
Mars.
gosh.
Like, Earth is always, like, we all play games here. We know this. This is our starter planet.
Yeah.
This is where you learn how you fuck everything up. and then we go to be nice to the next planet.
So you just said terraform Mars, but I've always thought about it like if we can make Mars habitable, are we not able to remake Earth as habitable?
Well, I
It's a
mean,
lot easier starting point.
Well, so
I would think.
the problem
well, I mean,
is the political balance, right?
Okay.
The problem is you have to deal with thousands of people that agree or disagree
Okay,
with you.
all right.
At Mars, you're only a couple people over there. You're like, hey,
We can do whatever
we
we
do
need
whatever
to.
we want.
And, you know, probably at some point, if Earth wants to be sustainable, you're gonna have to move some people out. You know what I mean? There's
Okay.
a lot of fucking people here.
Yeah.
So, and it's not getting any smaller.
Okay. That's a good one. Yeah.
If you had the ability to pull most of the greenhouse gases out of the atmosphere
Put 'em in Mars.
You could
Just
reverse
take
it.
to Mars, dude.
Yeah.
within a
We'll just create a tube.
few decades.
So goes the,
Easy.
Hyperlink, boy.
or from even Venus to Mars, we'll just pipe that shit over there.
Yeah, what's up?
Teleportation device, right?
Yeah.
We just need
Yep.
to cut like Florida off and send that to.
I was thinking California, but okay.
Well, I guess we can cut California too, but Florida, Ohio. I'm trying to think of all these states. You know. We just cut.
Touch Ohio out,
Yeah,
bam.
like Have you ever seen like there's a GIF I'm thinking of Bugs Bunny taking
Yeah.
a saw and he's cutting off, Florida. We can just do that.
Yeah.
You don't really need to saw that off. I mean, it's going to be
It's
under
already
a few
Yeah.
meters
halfway
of
under
ocean
water.
and not too long
Yeah.
down there.
Just melt some more caps. That's cool.
We're pretty much gone, right?
There's whole cities in Florida that are trying to stop the ocean from coming in and flooding their city right now.
Yeah, the people that didn't believe in global warming 10 years ago. Yep.
Yeah.
It may have taken a little longer than some of the estimates, but it's happening now.
definitely,
Where it's
yeah.
perfectly sunny and yet the street is flooding.
God, I mean, we need some Mountain Doom shit to cool us down.
You want to go into a
You say
volcanic
Mountain
ice
Dew or
age?
Mountain Doom?
Mountain Doom.
I heard Mountain Dew.
Either way, I
Have you
think would
watched
work, yeah.
Rings of Power yet?
We talked about this last night.
No.
No, I haven't.
Last night?
Yeah.
Literally?
While we were
Oh,
playing
yeah, we did.
Fortnite.
Okay. Yes, sorry.
Because I said I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan.
Yes,
but,
okay. Now I remember this conversation.
Yeah, but I haven't watched Rings
I
of
was,
Power.
I don't know. I forgot all the other conversation except for Amelia yelling in the microphone and dancing.
Sorry.
And
I still am so
Yeah.
bummed that we got second place that round.
God, if you wouldn't just go popping fire before I was ready.
He can vouch for me. I had a clear
No,
shot.
absolutely.
No, well, yes, maybe, but you could be like, "Hey, bro, I'm ready to fire," and then I can set up.
Yeah, it was.
And I'm like, "Oh shit!"
I
And-
like was watching the stream that you were on, and like you were on that person, and like they weren't moving. They didn't move.
Yeah.
You shot. They didn't.
Well-
They still didn't move, and you didn't get a hit marker. I don't know how
the
it
problem
happened.
for
but-
me, right, is you were on that side of the rock, and I was on this side of the rock.
Yes.
And apparently there was a huge tree in my way, and I could kind of see him in the leaves or whatever. And after you shot, I'm like, "Oh fuck!" And I went over there and I took
Right.
a look, and I
Yeah.
saw him going behind the tree, and I'm like, "Fuck it!" I just hit the button and boop, 173 damage. I'm like,
Nice.
"Yes."
I think the other thing though is I don't know if that would have with them being so far away still. Chances are, like, what would have happened? They would if you would have downed one. There were multiple there.
Yeah.
They would have moved back. They would have been able to revive, heal up, whatever.
Possible.
Before, even if you guys would have just sprinted, like they would have been healed up. And
What would have been nice, right? So we get Amelia to run across the other half of the screen, right? And then as they're shooting at her, we can try to plug some people.
yeah,
But well, that wasn't happening.
we have Clout Shot in the chat.
Oh,
Welcome,
yo.
welcome.
It's my chat.
We're having a
up.
party.
I do not see Clout in my chat yet. Why am I behind?
Yeah, but here.
Or you got a
Photoshop.
delay
I
on
don't know.
yours?
Oh, are you watching the stream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have the chat pulled up and then
Oh, I don't know.
the last thing was red saying I took your soul.
Huh? Weird. Yeah, he's
Anyway.
showing up in mine.
Welcome, Clout. Welcome
He's
to
here.
Yeah.
Sci-Fi and
Oh,
Tech Talk.
man.
My soul.
If you this has been a stream, man.
Sorry, I'm taking over.
It's good. I'm excited to have other people here, and and it's not just me rambling for 2 hours.
Well, there's something about AI. It takes energy, electricity. But where do we get our electricity? Fossil fuel. So
Basically, yeah.
it won't really be the Terminator thing, unless they build some more infrastructure that's not fossil fuels.
Well, what if they are? I mean, that's the great thing about the
We do the
AI,
Matrix thing
right?
that turn us into batteries or whatever.
Maybe we already are batteries.
No?
the first thing they're gonna do is figure out how to make efficiency, more reliable for power, right?
But without hands, how are they going to do it? They
Just
can
build their own
some
robots.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the great
With
thing.
the
is-
electricity that comes from fossil fuel.
Well, once you're able to build the robots, then you can do
I
whatever
mean,
you
they
want.
can build like a few, but then they'll run out of fossil fuel, man.
they'll just build more solar panels.
I'm sure they can do all those calculations in their head in the
Yeah.
in the machine fast enough to be
AI
like,
is gonna
okay,
commit suicide because there's
all
not
right.
enough energy to keep us
yeah,
sustainable.
no, they're like,
Shit.
okay, I can build this many robots to be able to build this many solar panels before we'll run out of fossil fuels, and then with those solar panels,
I mean,
we'll
they
be
gotta-
able to build this
They
many
gotta
more
mine their
robots.
own- they can mine their own shit to build
Yeah.
a robot, Like,
And you don't think
Yeah.
they'll be able to do that more efficiently than humans?
I think they would burn up all the fossil fuels before they got anyone
I don't
near
know.
us.
I think they'll be smart enough to figure something out.
Yeah, I mean, they probably do.
What
that.
if they? Well, I mean, they need to. They are going to be the ones who push us to fission.
Well, I mean,
Fusion. We already have fission.
Sorry, fusion.
it's
But
possible.
fusion is the more
Yeah, that's the thing. Hey,
less.
Create some cold fusion. Let's do that.
Yeah,
Then I'll be impressed.
Oh,
no waste
man.
with fusion.
Nope. Uses all the fuel.
I don't know what this
I don't think any of this is.
Clout
really
says he's
positive.
tired.
Well,
Yeah.
if you go
been a
back 100
week.
years and show them what we can do now, they would
Oh
think
yeah.
that it was
Right, but we're
completely
still
impossible.
Yeah,
stuck-
right.
We're still stuck on that industrial revolution thing. You know what I mean? We're powered by the same shit.
Well,
Not exactly.
I mean, except for steam. What are they gonna use steam? Probably. I mean,
They didn't have solar. They didn't have wind.
right, but how
They
much
didn't
of
have
that is
hydro.
actually like feeding the grid? Percentage. It's a fraction of a percent.
How much
probably.
is it, and how much could it be?
In the
Yeah.
Midwest grid,
like-
we're about 70% wind on a really good day.
Really? Is that
Yep.
facts? Dang.
Go to spp.org.
I need to stop doing solar.
yeah.
spp.org, and you can see how much each type of power is feeding in right now to our Midwest grid.
70%.
On the best day, we're at
Right.
70 plus percent.
Okay.
Over the
Well-
whole year, it's around like 50%
Right.
renewables right now. The rest of it, vast majority, is natural gas.
You quoted the source and everything.
Well, and we moved off of a lot of coal, which I thought was pretty amazing.
Well, coal is super expensive to
Yeah.
burn
It's
compared to
dirty,
natural gas right
Yeah.
now. Natural gas is what they use for all the peaker plants to fill in when the
Yep.
energy goes
Yeah,
up and
oh,
down
yeah.
real fast.
Yeah, surges and stuff. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they've got a nuclear base load for a lot of places. They just never, they're so hard to shut down and spin up that they just
Oh,
keep
yeah.
them on all the time.
Yeah.
And then you've got a little bit of coal left, a little bit of other things.
Yeah.
But wind is just the huge majority of power generation for the Midwest. We've got so much wind power, it's ridiculous.
So what you're telling me is that AI is gonna, the Terminator shit's gonna start in the United States,
Probably.
or do you think the world is those kind of numbers too?
China is spinning up a lot of renewables
Really?
because
They're the one that makes the solar panels.
they're spending a fortune burning coal for power right now, and they want to get away from that as fast as possible.
So that's a really fine line, then, I suppose.
I imagine AI is going to either start in the U.S. or China. The
Some
one that
Chinese
actually
Terminators?
becomes a singularity.
I'm gonna stick with the Chinese Terminators, man. That just sounds awesome.
Chinese. Oh man.
Like I'd fight those.
No, you would die to them. You would not fight them.
Have you seen Terminator, right?
Are they gonna be like T800s or are they gonna be T1000?
Well, I mean, they're right at this point. They're probably like little amoebas. But
Are they sending them back from the future to now?
They're currently in your TikTok, so there's
Well, I don't have
that.
social
Just
media,
watch
so
out.
I'm not up on all this shit.
Oh, you're in the TikTok algorithm. Just Just
Oh, did somebody tag me or
just
something?
no,
I don't know how it works.
just you're. Don't worry. China has you
I
in
know,
their
I'm pretty sure
in
I'm
their
on the
TikTok.
facial recognition. Yeah, but who isn't?
Yeah. Yep.
I just don't think it's gonna go that way, man. Because like he was talking about, the old government people. They don't know. They're the ones that pick and choose.
True.
But I mean, obviously they're backed by corporations and shit. But
Yeah.
If you watch the history on Terminator, like there's this one event that happens, and they just like, well, we don't know what to do here, so we're gonna hand over control to the AI. It'll handle it.
Yeah.
And then they just are never able to get it back after that.
Yeah.
I could totally see that happening.
Yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Like, we built this thing, but we're never gonna give it control, and they're like, oh shit, we don't
Yeah.
know what to do here. It knows what to do. We just have to give it control to do it.
Yeah.
I just don't think we're quite there yet.
I mean, you look at the people that are making the decisions.
Yeah.
I could totally see them making that decision and not
Yeah.
realizing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
This-
everything but the military. The military is
Yeah.
old
There's
school.
there's no way that a robot can be biased like a human. Give it all of the control for everything.
Yeah.
Let that robot make all the decisions. Absolutely. That
Yeah.
sounds like a good
As the
idea.
politicians are
Yeah.
making the dough.
You know that those old politicians will be like, "Yep. Yep, it's already been proven. People have biases and robots don't."
I do not understand why they don't limit those assholes. You have
Oh.
2-term limits, man.
Right.
2-term limits solves almost everything.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they have.
But they're never going to vote for that themselves.
Well, they have tax attorneys writing laws and stuff. That's why. It's all about the dollar.
All right. So this is some great conversation, but Clout Shot here needs some advice on what game he should be playing regularly.
Either Madden or Destiny too, man.
I think.
All right.
I
They're
think.
fun. They're easy. They're fast.
Clout shot. My thought is you should dig into some Factorio. You'll never come
gosh.
out if you like that kind of stuff. Like, because of our tech and engineering background, I just dug into that game so
Yeah.
hard. I played that shit for 3 months straight.
I saw somebody posted about it again in the Casey game on Discord. So I went and watched. I've never really looked into those games.
Yeah.
So I went and watched some gameplay of it the other day, and I was like, God, there's no way I'm not playing this.
It gets incredible when you watch. There's a whole series of mega bases and stuff.
Yeah, I can only.
And how
imagine.
you're setting up the same pattern, but a huge macro level.
Yeah.
And outputting at the very end. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, if you are if you have any project management vibes at all, you love that game.
That's kind of fun.
Because it's what you're doing is you're managing all the bits.
Yeah.
All the way to the end. And it's just a battle of I need more bits over here. Okay, now we're getting more over here. And you just keep inputting stuff.
Yeah. That's crazy. I don't think it's something that I could get into. I don't know.
What was it?
Factorio
I'll look it up.
Oh.
sold billions of games.
Yeah.
But they never go on sale because it's like RimWorld.
Yeah.
Like, it's hugely popular indie game that they don't have to go on sale.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm still going to sell 3 billion copies, so
Yeah.
why not?
I just wanted to get something on here so I could refer back to it later for myself.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's a whole bunch of other games kind of closely related to Factorio now. Like Satisfactory came out. It's more of a 3D version. There's a Shapes game that right now is free on Epic Store if you get that. And Shapes is basically using Shapes to make widgets.
Yeah, that's the game for engineers for sure.
Yeah, that's
It's amazing. I mean, the
Like,
incredible.
where are the bits at? It's all just one big thing. It's very deep.
Yeah.
Very, very deep.
yeah.
Just like RimWorld, like, you don't expect it to be that deep, and then you get in and you're just like,
oh.
I'm going whole hog in this thing. I've
Yeah.
never, like, that's another
3
game I
months,
started playing, and it was 3 or 4 months before I
Yeah.
came up and looked at another game, and I'm like, oh Jesus,
Yeah.
I can't play this game
No,
anymore.
Exactly. I can't.
I'm
Yeah.
a casual gamer. Maybe like 2 or 3 hours a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maximum.
Yeah. But that's one of those games, like, if you started playing it, you'd be done. You'd be like, whoop, I'm playing this 10, 20,
Yeah.
30 hours a week. It just grabs you. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, no. And there's single-player madness, too. So there's not, there's nothing holding you back from playing it whenever you want. And you're just like, hey, I need to jump on here real quick and get this guy to make some more coal or whatever. And
Oh.
whatever it is,
Yep.
and stupid. But it's crazy. And you just, I don't know. The thing about RimWorld, right, is you got all of your people, and then all of a sudden it's like one dies and you're just like, oh shit, now where am I going to get another guy to fill this position? They all have different skill sets and stuff. And then you're totally fucked. You got to start over. You got to you got to reload. You're like, I ain't doing this. No, I lost my best cook. I need that cook.
Oh my gosh. Amazing.
So it gives you the appreciation of the little guy, huh?
Yeah, well, it really does. I mean, you gotta, you skill up, like, I don't know, what is it, 15 different job sets or whatever,
Yeah.
and they're all doing something.
I'll stick to Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves.
It's a good one. Yeah. Clout, if you want to get in some PvP on Sea of Thieves, it is getting pretty crazy now. We've tried to do it a few times, but we're not good at it.
I like Sea of Thieves. I just am happy to follow you guys around and do whatever the fuck you're doing. Like, I don't really have any skin in the game to feel like whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever we're doing, cool, whatever. I'll just...
Oh
I
yeah.
think that's
more
again what
for me,
makes-
it's just more social. Like, I just
Yeah.
want to hang out and have some
Mhm.
fun.
That's what makes the game. That's why I
Yeah.
say it to Devon all the time.
Mhm.
I thank him so much for getting me completely addicted to this game
It's a fun
because
game.
when I first tried it over 2 years ago, I guess at this point, like I didn't really know much about it. We played it. I don't know what we did the first time I ever played.
No idea.
I feel like ran into a crew and did like Before the Dam or something.
That's right. One of the first things we did was went in alliance and did a Fort of the Damned, wasn't it?
And now I
That's
have,
right.
I probably have at least
Yeah.
1,100 hours in the game
Yeah.
at this rate.
Oh.
But like, I am obsessed. I love it so
It's
much.
such a good
I
game.
just, I was playing it the other night. And I was like, I wish. I'm so jealous of like the streamers, like the good streamers, because one, they're
Yeah.
really good at
They're
PvP.
good at it. Yeah.
But two, it's their job to just play it all day.
Yeah.
I would do that in a heartbeat if I could. That'd be my game.
Right.
I'd main that game,
Mhm.
But he says he's tired of sweating so hard every time he plays.
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves has a lot of sweats.
Well, yeah, I
but
mean, it-
depends how you want to play it. I guess.
Exactly. I think that's the beauty of Sea of Thieves is you can play it so many different ways. You can, and they're only making it easier to play those different ways. They're making it very easy to play as a solo player. They're making it really easy if you don't have all night to play. You can play for an hour or two and still have fun. They're making it they're making it much more accessible to people that want to play every different way, to be able to play however you want to. And
I love the.
they're doing such a good job
I
at
love the
it.
new update that they did because I was able to solo
Mm-hmm.
a skeleton fort and an Ashton Winds event in about an hour
Yeah.
with nobody contesting me, which was fine.
Yeah.
I didn't want that, but I felt very accomplished. Got that done.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
There's
it
tons
was
of
great. It's fun to do the PvE.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
there's tons of the story stuff, all the tall tales now, which you can go through multiple times. There's and it's always different. Like there's tons of stuff to do. I mean,
We've never played with Cloud.
I don't
we've done
think
Fort-
so.
Has he ever played Sea of Thieves?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think what I played.
I know he said that he had it like way early on when
I'm
it
trying to think
first came
what-
out, type of thing.
Did he play Fortnite with us? Or
Yeah,
what
he's
did
played
I thought
Fortnite
he
with
did.
us, yeah.
He played Sea of Thieves with us that one time.
Maybe.
I thought it was him. I thought it was
But
Cloud.
might have been.
I thought like one. It was once. Was that the?
I don't know. He'd have to tell you, but
I thought we did
He's
the
not.
PvP. We queued up. The hourglass. I thought
that
maybe he
could
was
have
with us
been.
for that.
It could have been. I don't remember.
The one time we've done that.
Yeah. Oh.
But
Yeah, that's a good game.
Hate to disappear on you, but I have to take off.
What? It's only 9:45. All right. Well, thank you for stopping by, Jason.
Thanks for coming
Got any more technology stuff to talk about real quick?
He's got to go.
Opinions?
by. If you want to see how far they're on with the self-driving cars, let me know. I got the latest update the other day.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
This,
Still a little scary.
Video chat went on, man. Oh, see how many stop signs you run.
Just a few.
Be right back.
But I saw a van without full self-driving just fly straight through a red light earlier today.
Yup.
Nearly got T-boned right from me.
Ugh.
It's better than human drivers most of the time.
I'm not kicking him out. Hold on. Jason said he's got to go, and Nick also has to go, but he's going number 1. So
That's an assumption.
I mean, I guess he's got to go to the bathroom. That was what I was trying. Okay, I was trying to
He tore down some pizza.
keep it. Oh man, I've always wanted to play Destiny. I know you said that. It's always been one of those games that I wanted to get into, but I feel like it's also one of those games that the longer I wait to like really play it, I feel like the worse it's getting to not be playing it yet.
Well, I mean,
I
I
don't know.
didn't have a gaming PC until a few months ago, and
That's true.
I jumped right in. Every time I turn it on, it's a whole different game. But it's still the same type of gameplay, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not, dedicated to the storyline or anything. I just think it's kind of fun to jump in and shoot some stuff.
Yeah, because I've always really liked that style first-person shooter, the jumping around arcade style stuff over super tactical, which is weird. Like back in high school and like college, I always liked Battlefield, but that's because Battlefield was so much more squad based. If you had a good squad with you, like you just run the whole game. And so we had a couple of like real good friends. We'd just get on every night. We'd play Battlefield, and we would just destroy everybody because we knew what we were doing, and we were actually in voice chat. I assume that's not something that everybody did back then.
Yeah.
But outside of playing a lot of Battlefield forever ago, I've always preferred Halo, Overwatch, Destiny. And Halo and Destiny are so close.
I don't know. I never played.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, so Destiny came from. So Destiny is Bungie. So Bungie used to make Halo. So then Microsoft gave Halo to a different publisher. So Bungie went off, made their own game called Destiny. So it's very, very Halo-esque.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Which is good because Halo's super good, right? It's just so I have always enjoyed those types of games more than the super realistic ones, but
And then just Madden because
yeah. I just haven't played a ton of Madden, and so I think the one sports game I'm gonna try to play a little bit more of is MLB The Show.
Yeah. That's
Because-
awesome. That's a good game.
Because well, the only unfortunate thing is it's not on PC Game Pass. It's only on for the Xbox, which I still only have my original Xbox One, so it's real slow and not great. Yeah,
You can even play it on Xbox One?
I don't know. Probably not well.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's not great, but it is what it is. So.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I've got the. I can't even.
Or,
I can't even
works
remember what they're
perfect on
called, man.
PS4.
Yeah.
I'm so confused. Series X, Series
Yeah.
SS, S
Series S and
Jeez.
Series X are the newest ones.
Yeah, I don't have either of those.
Yeah.
Me neither. Which one's better? Which one's the newest one?
Well, so they came out at the same time. The S is the like lower end model. It's just it's more for like playing games. if you just want to play like this generation of games, the Series X is like the 4K model.
Oh, okay.
It's just way more powerful. It still plays the same games, but it does it just in
Future-proof?
if you want to play 4K type of stuff.
And the
I mean,
X-
it really won't even be that much more future-proof because by the time the next generation comes out,
right.
it's going to be a whole different generation. Just because the Series X is more powerful doesn't mean it's going to have the same capabilities of that generation. So,
How do you feel versus game consoles and PC graphics cards? Like, which one's better?
when you say that again, like
Like a console versus
a PC?
Just the graphics card versus.
it
Is
all.
the same concept? Like, does
Oh yeah.
Xbox have a graphics card in it?
Yeah.
Why don't they just use like the graphics cards with PCs then?
Well,
They
that's
do.
a good question.
They do.
They use
I mean,
a form factor of
Yeah.
what is in a PC. The problem with the Xboxes is they have to buy them at basically a
Right, so they
lower.
want to build their own then? Okay.
Well, it's just that your PC side grows exponentially fast, and your console video card is
Right.
the same, right?
Okay.
Until they put out a new version,
Yeah.
and they're always trying to catch up as PC just continues to
Okay.
climb, and you get into 3060s and 3080s and all that stuff, 3090s now, and Xbox is just sitting here for the next 5 years.
At
Yeah.
120
Right.
frames per second?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
they're lucky if they get 60.
yeah. Yeah.
I don't even know if the X probably gets
Oh, yeah.
60, but
Oh, for sure.
all the old stuff, like the
Yeah.
last generation, could only do like 30 FPS.
What? Damn. I didn't know. I figured it was like on par.
So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to go pound for pound, like your PC is
Oh, yeah.
always going to beat it, but
Well, I agree with you, like power wise, but it also I think comes down to what you want.
sure.
Do you just want to be able to jump into a game
Yeah.
and always have, and I say always, but like more than like have a better are you the type of person that just wants to play a game and have it work? Like a console is probably better.
Yeah.
If you want the maximum power, like PC is going to be your way to go. But that's what happens is last night we were playing a random game of Fortnite and my computer blue screened. I don't know why, but I'm guessing that doesn't happen nearly as much on a console. Because it probably had nothing to do with Fortnite that my computer crashed. It was some other application or something. Yeah, something else happened. But also, I say that it's what you kind of like expect, what you're hoping to get out of it, because a computer does a whole lot more than a console, right? They're completely different devices as far as I'm concerned. They both play games, sure, but they're different things. A PC is going to be way more expensive than a console, unless you're including buying the TV or whatever you're playing on. A console, when you're just talking about like a PC versus a console, way cheaper for a console. If you spent the same amount of money, you can get one of the Xbox Series S for $250 brand new. Like, you go out and buy a PC for $250. Even me doing my best searching for deals and buying used and all of that stuff, like a $250 computer is probably not going to play any games, like that kind of thing. So I think it really depends on what you're trying to get out of it. So when you say like what's better,
Well, I was just curious, what the difference.
yeah,
Well, and I'll say this too, and it kind of same point you have is like with Xbox Series S and Xbox Series X, they have like these are the stats. These are what's going to be on the box. And so when you're making Cyberpunk 2077, it's designed specifically for this much RAM and that much graphics, and they could test it 70 different ways, and it's always the same. In the PC land, it's like
doesn't
everybody
work that way.
has 1,000 different configurations, and they have to try to code for everything. And it's a massive problem, and part of why Cyberpunk 2077 had such a terrible launch. Is people were trying to play it, and they just... A lot of companies do better jobs. It's especially, I should say, like, let's say Blizzard, for example, has done so many games, starting with StarCraft and working itself up. that it knows now from its learned lessons of all the stuff that they've crapped on all the way.
Yeah.
That now it's going to be a better show, right? Or
did you-
World of Warcraft, right?
Did you hear about the Diablo beta? Like one of the cutscenes, like burning out specific, like 3080 Founders Edition cards or something.
no.
It was one specific like manufacturer of this specific card that
yeah.
as soon as you hit that cutscene, like it physically like caught fire, like
That's pretty badass.
yeah, it was crazy. Like which again is apparently not the first time something like
Yes,
that's happened.
That has happened before.
Yeah, it's insane to me that like there's something, not just that it's like it overpowers it, like it just
blows it up.
requires, it's something like specifically that triggers something, and it's like, oh,
Self-destruct
don't know.
mechanism.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I don't know how to deal with that. Boop.
Well, yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's basically just overheating
Oh.
until it explodes.
But yeah, it's just crazy to like you don't usually see that kind of stuff in a console.
Yeah, and most PCs too, outside of the graphics, are a little different.
Yeah.
But like if you're running a PC, most motherboards, and this has been the case for 20 plus years, if you get over a critical temperature, it'll just shut you down, right? And it's
Which
the same thing.
100%
should
could
be
have been what
console.
happened.
Yeah,
Because this thing is definitely runs hot.
yeah. And if you, I'm gonna hit 60C, it's just done. Like, nope, we're gonna shut
Oh.
it down.
Yeah, this
Before it ruins.
I guarantee right now this is like 80, 85. Yeah.
See?
Which to be fair is from what they say, like that's normal for this. It's yeah, and the all the equipment is rated up to 100 or 120 or whatever it is. But like the Asus says like this computer is gonna run like
Yeah,
80 to 90 degrees. Like all the time. It's crazy.
that's
It's
hot.
like that Dell,
Yeah.
yo.
Yeah. Well, that I don't think that was supposed to. They've said like
Right,
this
yeah.
like this machine runs hot. That one was not. I don't think it's supposed to run that hot.
On a gaming computer, on a scale from 1 to 10, how important is the motherboard?
50%.
Really?
Well,
Well, you
it
need.
depends on
I mean,
what you're
yeah.
comparing.
Well,
Are you comparing like this board that's really good versus this board that's like top of the line, or are you comparing like
let's say
super
motherboard
old
from
guard?
that day.
Oh yeah, I mean that's
Oh yeah, that's not even comparable. It
Yeah.
has to be in the same tier.
yeah.
Like, it has to be within 5 years,
So,
kind of thing.
so what would make that better or worse with a motherboard? Is it just heat?
So most of it just has to do with the small components. So you've
Yeah.
got all your resistors, your
Yeah.
capacitors, and all that stuff on there, right? And so if you're using shitty capacitors, then obviously that's a bad board. But for the most part, like I've never really had problems with boards. Like they're always solid, and there's almost never any problems where you actually would blow a capacitor or something of that nature. So
Just heat.
that's why I don't
Well-
put a ton of stock in it, but I do. But the hardware that it can consume is the most
Yes.
important part.
That's it right there.
If you're wanting to run DDR5 or 4, then you need to get a motherboard that supports 4 or 5,
Yeah.
right? And that's the bigger problem.
Yeah.
Is you just need to find the board that works for you, and then the brand, if it's Gigabyte or MSI or whatever else, isn't, to me, it's not the most important thing.
Right.
It's figure out what you want and then build your system to meet those needs.
Yeah.
So, you guys have never had a motherboard fail?
Very rarely. Very rarely.
I don't think so.
It's almost always the video card. Almost always.
What
Like
about-
it's almost never
Yeah.
the CPU. It's almost never ever. It's very rarely I've had problems with memory.
Yeah.
I've had memory problems. Hard drives fail every year.
More often if
Especially
your name
me.
is Nick.
God, I had so many hard drive failures in the last 3 years. It's crazy. But to be honest, like I had no problems, so it's
Yeah.
like catching up. Whatever. But your graphics card, you're always beating the shit out of it.
Yeah.
So depending on if you're playing 10 hours a day or 1 hour a day, makes a huge
So that's
difference.
basically what it is.
Yeah, and then the other side of it is, don't mine with it.
It's like a light.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
What are-
especially
what
when
are-
you
What are
get
some warning signs of a GPU failing?
when you start hearing the fan.
Yep.
You can hear
Clicks.
It starts getting.
Especially anytime there's moving components. I mean, those are going to be the first things that
Yeah.
go out, right?
And then the second thing is you
But-
start seeing weird artifacts on the screen.
Yeah.
You'll see like a little rectangle show up, and you're like, oh shit.
Lines,
Yeah.
dots.
This is good to know because if
Pixels.
that happened to me, if I saw some weird shit on the screen, I'd be like, I need a new screen.
Just needed it.
Yeah. Well, and that so when we were first starting in computers, that was a huge deal because we didn't have I didn't just have 5 monitors laying around
Yeah,
my house. I had one. I had just enough to run one rig, and oh shit. Well, I've talked about this before, maybe on this stream or something in the past, where Windows 98. You had to have a specific driver to run Ethernet or for your modem.
Oh my god!
And if you didn't have that, you
Yep.
couldn't even get out to the internet to find
get
them.
anything,
And,
yep.
and even finding them on the internet was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I had
Yep.
floppies
Oh,
with all of my stuff.
They're all right there. All my CDs, any kind of driver I ever
But-
needed is all in that box right there that you were just
To
digging
me,
through.
it was a ramping up process,
Yeah.
right? You only have the single object, and if that fails, how do I get to the internet? How do I get anything done? And really, I mean, back in the late '90s, I wasn't thinking about getting anything on the internet either. It was oh, where's my floppy? Where's my CD-ROM?
Yep.
Because that had the driver on it. And it was only in the middle 2000s where people were just hey, come to my website. You can get everything here, and we're not going to do any more discs. And I'm oh shit, what am I going to do now? But it became irrelevant because you have so many machines now that can just go out to the internet and get whatever the hell you want.
Yep.
Yeah. I had a problem. I was switching all my stuff from this drive to a solid state drive, and it kept blue screening me, so I just get my laptop and get Windows 10 again.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, the solid state drives are a blessing and a curse, and they will shit on
They
you
are-
so fast.
More blessing than curse. But
Well, it makes everything so great, so much faster, right?
yeah.
That's the benefit. Is hey, this is awesome, but man,
worth it.
when you hit the top of your rights on that SSD, boom, we're out of here,
Yeah.
and you can't get your shit back. You're
No,
just
it's
done.
just gone.
And there's not a lot of warning sign that you can get for that either.
There's no clicking. There's no
Yeah.
slowing down.
Yeah,
there's
if you're
no-
not regularly running a software that looks for it
Yeah.
and know that it's 10% healthy, or if it could happen at 40%. I mean,
Yeah.
I know some
Oh,
people
yeah.
that are just man, as soon as it gets below 50%, just throw that piece of shit away. Get a new SSD, don't even matter. And I'm what? I can't do that.
Well,
But
I mean,
in this day and age, you should have a Dropbox or some kind of a Google Share where your desktop, all of your important files need to be in the cloud anyway. And I hate fucking using that term, but that's what everybody uses. So
I mean,
your important stuff needs to
Yeah.
be on a Google Drive somewhere.
literally,
else.
when I got this computer, I was like, okay. I opened it up and I turned it on, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna reformat my old computer now. Let's see. Do I need to get anything? Nope. Reformat. That was it.
And then you
I
lost
was like,
all the-
shoot.
and then you lost all your OBS
But
files.
to be fair, that's it. So I've been using this
Yeah.
for a while now, right? For almost 2 months. And the only thing I lost was my OBS scenes, which, to be fair, I needed to redo anyways because they were getting to be a mess. And I lost my Stream Deck setup.
Yeah.
I had to go and redo all my buttons on my Stream Deck. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I lost.
So what's an OBS?
That's the software that we're streaming
Open
from.
broadcast software. That's what they
This.
use.
Yeah.
To push. And
So-
there's different other options, but OBS is the most popular. The OG.
So this software where I can switch scenes and you have a bunch of different things set up. Yeah. So I completely lost that and just had to reset it up, which again took me
And then the Stream Deck thing is not.
I was just putting in different buttons and
You decide what.
just saying it was just more tedious. I mean, it probably took me 20 minutes to reset that up, but not a huge deal, right? So that's you definitely, it's using those cloud services and having
you
backups.
almost have to. And
is-
there's Jason will tell you too. He was harping at me a couple of years ago when I told him I was blowing up some of my drives. He's like, you don't have this, whatever. He uses some third party. He pays a
some
couple bucks a month,
backup,
right?
yeah.
And I was like, no.
I'm
But-
surprised with the prices. Tesla don't give them some free space. In the
Yeah.
cloud, man.
Well, so the other thing that I do, and I don't know if you do this now or not, but I have my SSD is my OS drive, so all my fast shit goes on there. But I have a separate fat drive that the whole thing is just a directory called games. And so everything from Steam and Epic gets installed to that drive. And if there's ever a problem, or if I ever need to start up or even image the machine, you can just take the straight drive and stick it in another box, and then just go into Steam and Epic and be like, this is where it's at. This is where it's at. And then it turns up and goes, hey, let's play games again.
I've never had never had too much of a problem with that because I've got Google Fiber, so it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, do you have these games installed? No, but I want this one. Oh, look, it's ready to go. So I haven't worried too much about.
I mean, I tend to leave too much shit on. Like installed Riot again the other day, and I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be like 60 gig.
To be fair, I actually didn't install very many games on this. League of Legends, Fortnite, Rocket League, Fall Guys. And then from Epic, and then the only game I installed from Steam like day one was Among Us.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I didn't have anything on Steam that I was like, I have to go and install this.
So you had to install Among Us?
I mean, I just did because I looked through my list and I was like, oh, I know that's something we're gonna play at the LAN probably. So I'm like, I might as well install it.
Yeah.
And then Sea of Thieves, all the Xbox games.
Yeah.
What do I even have installed? Did I install Halo? I don't even know.
Are people going to play Among Us in 2 weeks?
That's why I downloaded it.
We're, I assume, we're gonna do it.
I've never once played. I want to. I've always wanted to, but then
it
was so overly popular that I was like, no.
I think it's more like luck than anything, man.
What? No.
It seems like
It depends. If you're playing with a bunch of randos, but if you're
Hey.
playing in voice chat with everybody,
I've never exactly
I don't even have that on here.
Huh?
I don't have that on the list.
what?
Probably.
you better on the
Probably
Probably put
should.
that on there.
The good thing is Among
I have
Us
Fall
is,
Guys on there, so you got Fall Guys.
okay, Fall Guys. That's what. Yeah, we at least have something like
So
that.
you're a hater because something's popular? Is that what you're telling me?
The other thing we need to put on here.
God, Among Us was such a.
That's a zombie game, right?
No. That's the space game.
The space one where they have all the little red and blue
Oh.
and yellow.
Yeah.
The space suits running around and killing people.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be why you thought it was more luck than anything then, because it's a very strategic game. But I was, the Among Us is one of those games that came out of nowhere that sat there and did nothing for 2.5 years, and then a bunch of influencers picked it up on Twitch and they started playing it, and then kabloom!
Yep.
And they couldn't even handle all of the servers.
Yeah.
They couldn't spin up enough servers to keep it going
because it was just a couple of guys that made it.
Yeah.
Put it out on Steam or whatever.
And it's totally fun. And
Yeah.
and they're like, 2 months after it blew up and got popular and everybody bought it, and they're like, hey guys, we're going to make Among Us 2 now. And the whole community was like,
No.
what? Like, why didn't you fix the shit that don't work? We can't even get onto your servers. And then they added a whole bunch of stuff, and it's, it's a fantastic great game with a lot of fun qualities and a lot of, like my kids play it in real life. They have neighbor kids, and we're trying to, what we do is I line them up all on the fence and have them look that way, and I tap one of them. Walk along the line. I was like, okay, I'm going to tap one of you on the shoulder. You're going to be the imposter. And then they all scatter around. And it's hilarious.
That's good.
But that's the kind of like, that's the amazing thing of, when we say a lot of stupid shit about the internet, but like, those guys are millionaires now because of 2 or 3 streamers on Twitch that probably, didn't get shit for it.
Yep.
But it's just incredible to me to think that thing just blew up and exploded in their face, and they're probably like, holy shit, what do we do now?
I've seen a few games
It
like
worked
that.
out. Yeah. And there's been stuff like that. You know, Apex kind of did that. I guess it was. You know,
it was
but
crazy
Apex
from launch.
paid a bunch of people to play their game in beta.
Yeah. Well, like no, that Apex was the one that like launched, and everybody was like, wait, what is this game? Oh, it's from EA. Like, wait, what? Like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
They didn't announce it.
They didn't say
anywhere.
anything about it, and it just showed up.
Yeah, it just
but they
showed
did
up, and
pay.
it was like, why is this so good?
Yeah, but they paid Dr.
Yeah.
Disrespect
Oh, yeah.
and not Shroud maybe, but Dr. Lupo.
Yeah.
They all got paid a bunch of money
Sure.
for one weekend to play
Probably.
it.
Yeah.
And it exploded Apex. And then, well, for whatever reason, it died for like a year.
Yeah.
And then it came back, and everybody was like, oh, cool, you guys added 10 new characters. And,
Yeah.
you know, now it's popular again.
Yeah.
But it's super weird. Kind of the same thing that happened with Splitgate.
Yeah.
Right, Splitgate was initially really popular for a month, and then it just completely dived, and then came back 2 years later. They re-released it, and then everybody was playing it again. I'm like, world? And there was nothing wrong
So
with
many weird
Splitgate. It was a
things
fun
like that.
game,
Yeah.
but I think that people just kind of moved away from that genre, right? Of the portals and jumping through and shoot. This was Unreal Tournament, is basically what it was for Portal, and you know,
We
it
should play
made
Unreal
me
Tournament.
feel. Yeah, it made me feel like, oh wow, I just went back in time 15 years.
Right.
And it was the same thing with, man, didn't they make a new? They made a new Doom or Wolfenstein or something. What
Both.
the hell? What was the esports version? What was it that they made? Quake Champions.
Okay, I
That's
was
what I'm
like,
thinking of.
Doom or Wolfenstein. No,
Yeah.
there's
Well,
no esports for those.
All three of those games were my
Yeah,
high
yeah.
school. Like in high school, those were the only
Yeah.
games anybody played,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But yeah, we played Wolfenstein 3D, the demo,
Yeah.
on our high school. Like they had one PC per classroom or whatever. In our home room, our teacher didn't care, so we sat over there and
Yeah.
killed Nazis
Nice.
in Wolfenstein 3D every day.
That's good.
And that was a lot of fun. And yeah, it was quite. It was really weird. I can't even believe they let us play that game. Now in this day and age, they would never do that.
I mean, we
But-
played Unreal Tournament. That was all we
But like
played.
Quake Champions, great game.
Yeah.
As soon as I played, I was like, "Fuck yeah, man,
Yeah.
this is a game that this is the Quake game that came out 10 years ago, 15 years ago. This is great." And it just died.
Yeah.
Like nobody wanted to play it, and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Why is no one playing this game?"
Honestly, so I was telling Katie about it the other day. I think it's the fact that the Battle Royale exists now is
I think it's showing me the time.
is part of it. I really enjoy the Battle Royale genre, and it came out because it is now possible. Not just because somebody thought of the genre and it's out there now. It's because it's finally possible to run like that many people in a server. And I think that I think that's just more fun than some of these like a 4v4. So yeah, people that like the Call of Duty 4v4 ranked, people that like Valorant, that's a completely different game at this point.
Yeah.
But I don't think that a casual like 4v4 style exists anymore. Like if you want to play casually, like
That's 3v.
well, yeah, I mean that's not a first-person shooter though. Like I'm saying, if you're going to play something for the
arena
fun
style
of it, yeah,
shooter,
like I just
right?
don't see that as
People just ran around in circles
Yeah.
and shot each other and
yeah.
respawned.
I
and
feel
around.
like the battle royale is just
Totally,
more fun than that.
yeah.
It's the same thing, just play with 100 people instead of
Yeah.
8. you
Well,
know.
It's pretty amazing that the art of the circle closing is
Yeah.
what really makes that game,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like in all of these battle royales, the shrinking of the
Mm-hmm.
zone is what really forces people to have action,
Yeah.
which is, makes it more exciting for everybody.
Yeah.
And then you end up like me, or I jump toward the edge almost always and work myself
Mm-hmm.
back in, but I end up spending half of the game basically running to find someone and then die immediately.
Yep. You loot and run for 15 minutes,
yeah.
and then you finally see somebody and you die.
I go, oh, well, let's do it again.
Yep, and it's so much fun. Yeah, so I mean, Katie and I were just talking about that because she's finally started playing Fortnite with us.
Yeah.
And she literally after we got done playing yesterday, she looked at me and she's like, why do I enjoy playing this? Like, just to give you like some background on the games that she has played and like really, really liked. Starting probably from oldest to newest, The Sims.
Yeah.
And I mean, not kind of like Titanic and stuff like that, like walking simulator games. Then I got her really into Diablo 2. We played Diablo 3. We played Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2.
Yeah.
And then more recently, she's played, Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
And then things like Dreamlight Valley, the Disney game. Like, she's like into these walking simulator, Animal Crossing style, and for some reason Diablo was in there. And then all of a sudden she's like, man, Fortnite is super fun. Like, I don't know. I really think that like the battle royale style is just is super fun.
It's intriguing because it changes a lot. And I think that's the biggest thing that was going for it. And I tell the story all the time. I probably repeat it on this podcast many times. But when PUBG came out in 2016-ish,
Yep.
I could go to my Steam friends list.
Yeah.
And I would have 25 people on my Steam list, and
I
friends that were playing. They were all playing PUBG,
Yep.
except maybe one person,
Yeah.
and that was a rarity. Like, everybody was playing PUBG, and it was insane.
We played so much PUBG.
It was like for a solid 6 months,
Yep.
no one played anything else but
It's
PUBG.
still one of my most played Steam games today. It's crazy.
Insane.
Actually,
and then
let me go look.
after that kind of fizzled out and
Yeah.
people started playing other stuff, I'd be rare if I would see more than one person playing the same game as someone else.
Yep.
Like, it's just 25 people playing different games.
Yeah.
It's just like, what is going on? And it was just insanity. And it was just the right thing to hit. And they totally, it was, here's DayZ. Oh, here's PUBG. Everybody, let's go play. Because I started playing DayZ. I didn't
OBS
really...
just disconnected again. Oh, and it's back.
What? Oh, you good?
I think
Well,
it's
you're-
probably buffering for a second.
Yeah, it's back.
Buffer. Okay, we're back.
Yeah, we were on. There was a few of us that I know that were playing DayZ daily, and I wasn't really big into the whole zombie thing. Like, I guess I like the zombie style, but there was so many buggy, nasty stuff in that game. I was just like, this is kind of stupid.
Yeah.
And but there was no shrinking circle and all that stuff, right? And it wasn't until PUBG came in, it was just like, hey, we got this circle. It's gonna get you. Get out of the middle. And everybody's like, okay. And everybody was jumping out of planes.
Yeah.
It was insane. And then I guess I would say from PUBG, I kind of flipped over, and there was a group of me and some other group of friends that were playing the Ring of Elysium all the time, because I thought that was another great game, and I like that because there was no plane bullshit. It was like you just selected the place on the map you wanted to go, and you could see where everybody was selecting, but only you could be in that one little area. And so your team would go bing, 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 and they all select real quick.
Yeah.
And then if you had another group next to you, you know there was a group right there.
Yeah.
But when they start the game, you're on the ground and you're
Yeah.
playing. Like, I felt, to me, like PUBG got really boring because you were on the plane and you were waiting for things to start for 15 minutes. And then it was another 15 minutes before you ever found anybody.
Yeah.
But Ring of Elysium was like instant action.
Yeah.
And you were on there, and they had snowboards, so you could kind of glide through. And I thought that was pretty fun and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But man, and we had a ton of fun with that for a couple of years too. So, but I have a soft place in my heart for PUBG. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
To this day, I still like playing that on LAN with everybody because
I
we
just
have a
looked.
fun time with it.
It's still my most played game on Steam.
Yeah.
By 50 hours, actually.
I think mine's still Civ 4.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, that'll do it.
Civ 4 was insanity.
I wish I could have gotten into those games. I've tried.
Oh my god.
It feels like it'd be right up my alley, but I just could never grasp the concept of it.
Oh, I played so much Civ 4. I didn't really get into 5, and I really haven't played 6 at all. I'm like, oh, I can't do this. Like, this sucked my life away.
Yep.
It was, probably worse than Rim RimWorld.
Yeah.
And RimWorld, I feel like it's fairly closely related to like, hey, one more turn. You know, let's do a couple more things before bed.
Yeah.
And in college, when I was playing Civ 4, there was multiple times where the sun was coming up before I went to bed, and I was totally fucked.
That's why I feel pretty lucky that I think I realized really, really early on in life that I need to pick my games very carefully. So I can recognize a game like Civilization and things like that I'm like, no, I can't. I can't do this game.
Civ 4 was so bad because I mean you were like, okay, one more turn, right?
Yeah.
And then you're moving all your dudes, and you're doing all your wheat and all your economy stuff. You're doing all your armies.
Yeah.
You're moving everything around. It's like 45 minutes later. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I just need to move this guy right here. Let's do one more turn.
Yeah. See,
No.
But to be fair, I say that I did a really good job at that, but then really all that means is I played League of
Something
Legends
else.
for 10 years
Right.
straight.
Well,
And it's pretty easy in there to do, one more game. We can't end on a loss. One more game.
there was a year or two where I played League of Legends with friends like every single night too, and this was all pre-kids, and as soon as the kids came out, I was like, nope, we are not playing this game anymore because I cannot do 45 minutes. And by that time, I guess I feel like I was still burnt out. The biggest thing that always still bothers me about League is the first 15 minutes of every game.
Yeah.
I just can't get past, like,
So,
why do I have to do this shit?
I've grown to appreciate it. I probably from watching the pros because it's such a
It's a
it's
finesse.
it's like a test in how good you are. Like, okay, do it again. Prove to us again that you're the best in the world, and hit every single minion. Do it. Like, for the next 15 minutes, do it.
Yeah, it's a little mini game, right?
It really is.
Ping, 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 ping.
And yeah, so I can see in like a casual game why that's not fun, but it's really interesting to watch like pros do it.
Yeah.
Until you get like a bunch of guys that are really, really good at it, and they're too scared of the game to not do anything crazy.
Yeah.
Because you get a lot of teams that'll
Follow
just
the
be
same
like,
pattern.
they'll be like, okay, well, I have to hit every single minion, and I don't want to die. I can't do anything wrong, so I need to make sure that I don't do anything wrong, so then nothing happens.
Yeah.
But
there's no
nothing going. It's a fine line, but
yeah, and I feel like where you're looking at NFL, right, and the offense has changed from year to year. I don't feel like the offense really changes much.
Oh my gosh, it changes too much.
Well, in the 15 minutes is what I'm talking about, right? And then everything goes wheels up, let's go.
Yeah, I feel like it does change, but then all of a sudden, if it does change enough where like you notice a change, they're like, whoop, that was too far. Roll it back. Nerfs changes.
They do that too.
And then they're like, no, put it back the way it was.
Yeah.
If you notice a change, it was too much for the most part. They're like, oh, that's not what we wanted to do.
But I did enjoy, because shortly before I quit, ARAM came out, and I've had a lot of fun with that.
I still do that every once in a while.
And mostly because I only bought like a couple of characters.
Yeah.
And so my randomness was within, 10 characters or whatever.
That's why I still buy every single champion when it comes out. Like I don't actively play League anymore. I play TFT like every day almost. But I still will buy every champion that comes out just for the off chance that I go into an ARAM and like then I just know that I still have all the champions and it's going to be I actually just the other day played one of the new champs that I've never played before. And I like loaded into an ARAM. I'm like, yes! I've never played this champion before. Let's go. This is going to be so much fun.
So, I mean, I purposely made mine a small list, right?
Yeah.
Because I only want to play Fiddlesticks.
Oh, no.
And when I get Fiddlesticks and we play ARAM, I dominate the shit out of people.
I was going to say, it's fun to get like your champ into an ARAM, but if you do it too much, then it's like, okay, whatever, it's not as fun
I
anymore.
still feel fun. Like, and have they rebuilt Fiddlesticks since I played?
I don't know.
Maybe.
When was the last time you played? Probably.
Well, 8 years ago.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Probably like
So-
4 times now.
He used to
He's-
have the fear, and he had the little
Yeah.
bouncing crow
He's-
thing.
He does not have the crow thing anymore.
Because that was what I would use in ARAM
Yeah.
and just fuck people
Yeah.
up.
Oh
We'd walk
yeah,
down
he
there and
used
I'd
to
go,
be.
"Woo!"
He used to be way too strong in ARAM.
That
Yeah.
was good, man.
Doing anything exciting this week.
But yeah, and then
Been working in Salina
I
on
would
a giant solar job.
fear him and then hit your ult and just walk all over him. Like, ah!
Yeah. So he still has the alt.
I was
He
sick.
still has all of that.
when I turned 30.
But the crows are no more. Still has the fear and the drain and everything.
Yeah.
His passive now lets you set up a crow, scarecrow thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but
So what did they change the crows to?
he now has this like reach out and slash thing.
Oh,
And if
that kind
you,
of sounds lame.
uh,
For the scythe or whatever?
yeah. So it's like it's a range somewhere in front of him like this that it
Yeah.
hits. So if somebody's in that range, they get damaged and feared. So it doesn't bounce between it. But it's like a wide, cone in front of him.
Because that was also the great thing about minions. Is I did
Oh, yeah,
fiddle
just
because I'd
hit 'em
run
all.
down every ping, 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 ping,
Yeah.
ping, 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 ping,
Yeah.
ping, ping. I'd abuse the shit out of that thing. That and Shaco.
Yeah.
And his stupid little Jack in the Box
Yeah,
guys.
he's still the same.
Get tired of chatting, you wild.
All right. Well, as much fun as this party in the pub has been, I appreciate everybody that's been here, whether in person or online. But I feel like we should probably end it. How are you guys feeling?
It's 10:30.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to end the pub party. But I'm just talking to end the stream. Honestly, I want to sit down really bad. I've been standing all day, and
My back hurts really bad from sitting the way I'm sitting.
well, I will trade you spots. I've been standing for a very long time. We could do that too. We could move up to the couch. Then I have a feeling everybody's just gonna fall asleep, which is fine. So. All right. Well, we are gonna sign off. We'll be here again next week. I don't know about these guys. They are more than welcome if they want to be here. But I am for sure going to be here next Saturday night, same time, 8 p.m. So if you'd like to join us, please feel free. Otherwise, we will see you next time.
Night.
See you later.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.